Okay, I'm live. Open up my YouTube thing. Maybe I should put my headphones on. Hey Anthony, how you doing tonight on this lovely Friday the 13th? I've already been drinking, so stay tuned. Mm, just waiting for some people to come in. I'm gonna post the link like I always do in the chat. Hey, I don't even know what your real name is, but I'm gonna say Mr. Free Hoover. um, I'm gonna post the link in the chat in case anybody wants to be added on. Again, we're not gonna do the dick derby where people come in here and they sign in to be added to the chat and then they start dropping dick pictures. We're not gonna do that. It's just I'm getting a little better of weeding you guys out that like to do that dumb shit. Um, but yeah, if you guys want to hop on and talk some shit about sports, but I guess mainly boxing because this is a boxing channel, but I do talk about all sports. So, um, let me see. I know it's Friday. People are probably out like drinking. No, well, people on the first one that I did like this, I added. It happened to me like 3 times. I added people to the stream live, and then as soon as I added them, they changed their photos to like a dick picture. It is ridiculous. Those I learned my lesson. I was like, you're gonna have to show your face in the back, or I had it to where my account you had to like verify your email and stuff. But we'll see how people act today. And no, it was really a dick derby up here, like Bacardi and mango juice. This is what got me in trouble the other day on here. And I'm still in that same type of mood. So I probably will curse somebody out tonight. Or the people that try to plot against me. I will be talking about y'all. So I can come and join too, because I know you're watching. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. You always here supporting. Appreciate you. Uh, yes, happy Friday the 13th. Yeah. Uh, let's see. Ain't no like me when it comes to drinking. No, I'm not. Unfortunately. Yes, I was fired up the last shot. And let me tell you, I still am because I found out some shit after I got off the live about the motherfucker who came up here perpetrating like he was cool or whatever. But him and that bitch Sulem had a whole plan to like, I don't know what their plan was, but they had a plan. Ugh. Yes, I do. I do. I do know how to cook mofongo tostones. So, let me see. There's 12 people in though, and don't forget to hit the like button and the share option. People subscribe if you aren't subscribed. And let me see if I can find that little video I have to make people like my video. Don't you live? I haven't moved here yet. No, I still live in the Bronx. All my stuff is still there. I just have to go get it. But I will be moving here. But you know, it's still a pandemic out there, so no, I don't be going out like that. I'm sorry. I do not be going out like that. People do not follow instructions and directions. They don't be wearing their mask. They're not vaccinated, and I'm sorry. When they get shit like situated, then maybe I'll go out. But no, mm, trying to see. I already posted this on Twitter. That's where most of the people come in to like. They're not scared to log on to the chat. Uh, who do y'all have winning these fights this weekend? Um, I guess between Mean Machine and Virgil Ortiz. So Virgil Ortiz came in right at 147. Um, I have Mean Machine winning that fight. I'm sorry to tell you guys. Yeah, it was here for Memorial Day. Yeah, but I went to high school and stuff here, so it's not really like that exciting to me. It's just my family's here, you know. So, hey, what's up? Um, all right, I see. You have Ortiz late stoppage, really? Wow, interesting. Okay, Mean Machine getting stung. I don't see it, but interesting. I'm excited for Rigo Castanero fight. Yeah, that's gonna be. I don't know if that's gonna be exciting. Um, but I have Rigo winning that fight. Um, who else is fighting? Oh, Haley. I'll see you on the chat later on tonight. um, I like Ortiz and regular. Really, everybody has Ortiz, and I just feel like Mean Machine is going to do some work. Let me put this thing. Put my charge my phone because it's not charged. Okay, I'm just hooking up my phone to the charger. Kind of sorry. Um. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, Miami is overrated. I guess when you live here for so long, you're not really fascinated by all the stuff down here. Um, Ortiz should win this fight easily. No, I really feel like y'all not giving Mean Machine his credit. Like he's not a pushover, so you think he should win this fight easily? No, no, I don't see it. Um, okay, but how long ago was that? Like, uh, eh, I don't agree. I don't agree. I do not agree. I just think that okay, well, I'm definitely gonna do a live after that fight because I want to see if everybody has the same energy after the Mean Machine and Virgil Ortiz fight. Because I just don't think it's how everybody has it mapped out in their head. I don't think this is gonna be an easy fight for Ortiz. Mm. I'm in Cincinnati. I can't wait to leave. Yeah, this one says, Ohio is the place to be. So which one is it, guys? So I don't know if y'all were here on my live on Wednesday. It was actually supposed to be on In the Ring with Christine's page, but she had just came back from Tokyo, and so she had major jet lag. So it was just myself and Tracy on the live. But then, I was a little bit fucked up, drinking in my red cup, and Mr. Ring IQ came up here, which I thought was insincerity, trying to just talk boxing or whatever. But come to find out, he had an agenda. Him and Sulem Rubino, which is a female boxer that he's probably trying to fuck. Just gonna say how I feel, and I don't give two fucks about it. They had a plan up apparently to come here and get me going to talk about her and Ebony Bridges. Like, this guy is, I think he's older than me. I'm 40, and I think he's either the same age or a little bit older. He's like sitting up here plotting up scenarios between him and this stupid ass bitch of a boxer at that age, plotting to come on my page to get me going and to get me, to say something or whatever. And I'm trying to be the bigger person because I already said from the get up that he gets on my nerves. There's just something about him. I did give him his props on covering women's boxing, and I was trying to be nice. I let him on here in the live because it was just Tracy and I. And then come to find out, as soon as I got off this live, he told her that the plan was completed. It's like, what? I can't stand men who are worse, who act worse than females, and he's definitely one of them. And I know you're probably watching. And so thanks for the view. And I'm not done because once the rest of this liquor kick in, I'm still on your ass and that bitch's ass. So, mm, mm-mm. Yeah, I really fucked with the wrong one. Yeah, really. It's like you're a grown ass man plotting and scheming to what, take me down off of like Twitter and YouTube. Like it's not that serious. Not that serious. Not that serious. I'm not on this YouTube and this Twitter thing like that. It doesn't phase me. Like I don't live for this. I don't live for this. I have a job. Like I just do this for fun. So it's not that serious. So for you to scheme up a plan, like, to take me down, I don't know what your plan exactly was, but still here. It's not that serious. Um, when this liquor kick in, even more, I'm on your ass. And that raggedy muscle face bitch ass too. Uh why do people try me? Why do people try me? I really am a nice person. I do not fuck with people. But there are really people who are like who get in their feelings off of things that you say on Twitter and on YouTube or whatever other social media outlets. Like, I don't live for this. I do not live for this. Mm, find you another bitch to play with because I'm not the one. Yeah. Appreciate you, Slim Thug. But I am every bit of 40, but I appreciate it. Yeah, he has to be because if they sit up there talking about me in text message of what these plans that they had like to take me down, like, she's married or whatever, but to me, I thought that he was just one of those guys who just like loved women's boxing and he just wanted to cover it. But apparently, in my opinion, allegedly, in my opinion, so you won't try to sue me for defamation or whatever. Um, I feel like you're trying to fuck this girl and you're trying to get some pussy points to come over here and get me riled up. But try to get her pussy some other way because I'm the wrong one to mess with. Salute to Mr. Gino. Thanks for stopping by. Nobody wants to hop on the lives to talk about the fights or nothing. You don't have to show your face. As most of the people in here, I kind of know. But if I don't know you, you're definitely gonna have to show your face because y'all not gonna be dropping dick pictures in here. No, 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 no. All right. um, let's see. I can't even see if you guys can really hear me because I don't usually be up here on the live by myself. Oh, look who stopped by, our man. Everybody go and subscribe to Art Man. Art Man gets on my nerves. Just gonna be real. Art Man gets on my nerves. We bump heads. He's like, I don't know, maybe like I got a little brother or something that you just bump heads with. He does actually have good back and forth, boxing conversation on his page. So let's go try to get him to what are you trying to get to? 400 now subscribers, and he is actually a good digital artist. He did my logo that's up here in the corner for Knockouts with Nayka. Yeah, so go ahead and subscribe to that. And we'll probably bump heads again because it seems like we bump heads every other week. Yeah, so he's trying to get to 400. So you guys go and support and subscribe to Artman because let me tell you, I know how hard it is to get subscribers. It took me a long time well, I wasn't really trying for a while, but it's hard to get subscribers if you don't have something that's viral or something. It's very hard to get subscribers. So just go over there and subscribe, get him up to the next number, which right now he's trying to get to 400. Big sis Nike. No, not as big sis. I say we argue like big sister and little brother. But I'm not his big sister. um, yeah, no, yeah. I feel like everybody's scared to hop on today. I had a lot of people on here the other time. I forgot what time it came on. Um, yes, let me tell you, it is. I stopped like trying to get subscribers for a long time because like during the pandemic, I kind of like slowed down doing videos. But then once I got back on, like trying to get people to subscribe is like really hard. So I feel his pain just to get like the next number because I right now I think I'm only at I just passed 1,000, but Lord knows how long it's gonna take me to get to the next like milestone. And then for you to get monetized, you have to do so much more. You have to like stream for I think like 4,000 hours, and look, I ain't got the time to be doing that. I work during the day trying to get those streaming hours in. That's why I'm doing this little Red Cup thing, so I don't have to just do like the boxing versus streaming hours. Because if I didn't do something else, I wouldn't get any streaming hours at all. But I don't really know. I need to read up and see how they do all how they count all the streaming hours. Um, I'm trying to know what kind of BS Sulim was on this time. Well, apparently her and Ring IQ had some schemes. I don't know if it was to take me down or maybe for me to say something crazy on Twitter so they could report me and I get suspended. But I was trying to be the bigger person, like, because I'm always arguing with people on Twitter and stuff. So when he came on here the other night, I let him on to the live, but apparently that was his plan. And he had this concocted with Sulem. It's like, it's not really not that serious. Like, I'm not on this YouTube shit like that. I am not on this YouTube shit like that. Y'all need to stop taking this shit that serious. And you a grown ass man and another female's text messages trying to plot and scheme, telling her that I got a burner account and I'm gonna let you know so you can block her. And the plan worked. And I'm like, wow, really, bitch? For me? Me. Y'all lucky I'm not in my 20s anymore because then I really would have been a problem. I'm 40 and y'all doing all that. Whew, that must be some pressure. Ooh, child. Hey, young billionaire, what's up? How you doing on this Friday? Anybody want to jump on the live? Oh my God, you guys are scared to like come and chat on the live to talk about boxing. Oh, hey, Steve. Hey, Steven. Yeah, you missed it. You missed it. You missed it. Um, Once this liquor kicks in a little bit more, I'm gonna go in on him and Sulem a little bit more because I'm annoyed and I can't do it. I can't do it on Twitter because they'll definitely suspend me. Hey, Checkmate, how you doing? Did you get a notification or did you just see my Twitter post? Um, but Checkmate, if you want to hop on, I just posted the link in there. I know you always got something to talk about, especially in boxing. So bring your ass on. Um, I wish I could post some information, but I'm not gonna do it because I promise I wouldn't. But wow, I didn't know that YouTube you could get enemies off of YouTube with grown ass men. Ooh, mm-mm-mm. How do I see Bud versus Porter this fall? I see Bud taking that. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. He's definitely gonna take that. So I know that they don't have that much time left before the fight goes to purse bid, but I believe that was the intention anyways for it to go to purse bid. So we'll see. Um, Social sciences, cool down and grow. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But I think I backtracked this week. I do think I backtracked this week because Wednesday I was not cool, calm, and collected. I was definitely on one. Mm. I do think this fight is gonna happen, but I believe the intention was to always go to purse bid. They can make more money. Because I don't think Porter was gonna get the money that he wanted, uh, in the negotiations. So that's why we haven't heard anything yet. see. Why is David Haye coming out of retirement to beat up billionaire on the Oscar billboard undercard? You know what? I haven't heard about that. Um, I haven't been on which undercard. I'll look it up and then get back to you. I don't want to say something. I don't want to talk about something I don't know. Julius, oh, you here? Hey, I'm gonna drop the chat again. Wait, Isaiah, you think? Yeah, I definitely relapsed because when I'm chilling and then people still trying me, it's like, why y'all want me to go back that way? You have Porter by TKO, or is Porter gonna get TKO? Because that's pretty interesting. Because David Hay is going to make that money. Yeah, I don't. Oscar De La Hoya. I haven't been following those freaking exhibition cards. Like, so all these with Lamar Odom, yeah, like all these exhibition cards. I haven't been following. I'm just being honest. I'm trying, but it's not working. Like people, I feel like people love to see me go off. That just have. That's what I'm going with. People love to see me go off because I honestly be chilling, and that's not good enough. People like to see me go off. Um. All right, yeah, because you're a good conversation. Check me. I need somebody to sit up here and talk to because I don't want to be talking to myself. We just reading. I mean, I can read the comments but I'd rather go back and forth with someone. Yeah, I agree. Slide and counter. Hey, Mike, what's up? You want to jump on the live? I know you always down to talk some shit. If he tries to outbox Bud, then he's lost. Of course. Am I going to the Herring and Shakur fight in ATL? I might because the rest of the girls, some of the girls that I do the Woman Crush Wednesdays, they're planning on going, so I might go. I don't know yet, because I have to like move my stuff here to Miami. So we'll see. All right, no problem. Let's see. Canelo plant fight in November. Antonio Luna, how you doing? You know what? What's your name on Twitter, Antonio? Because I think I know who you are. But I remember, if I remember correctly, you was over here trying to tell me to calm down and stop talking about your little friend, Beauty or Bum Bitch in boxing. Yeah, what's your name on Twitter? Because I think I know exactly who you are. But I just want to make sure. Yeah, I don't like the fight being in ATL neither. Like, they're both from up north, Newark and New York. So why the hell would you take it to like that's I'm annoyed that that fight's in Atlanta, to be honest. It should have been in New York. Exactly, right? At the Barclays or something. Something. Not no fucking Atlanta. What are you laughing at? Me trying to I wanna know, Antonio. Well, I see that the talks are back open again for Plant and Canelo to fight in Atlanta. Um, but I want to know who you are on Twitter because I think I know who you are. I just want confirmation because you was trying to check me on the low, trying to tell me, oh, like let it go. You're better than that. And when you've been following me, so you know that that girl was very racist and calling me a monkey and an ape, and you telling me to chill. Antonio, reveal yourself. Definitely, it should definitely be in New York. I wish I could play music on here, but I know they strike you for that stuff, right? Because I would love to play music on here. I should do it because all like my page is monetized. So what are they gonna do? Demonetize my page? Yeah, but not for boxing. Not for boxing. Not for boxing. I don't know if y'all can hear that thunder and lightning because it's supposed to be a tropical storm coming by here tonight. So if my internet uh, goes out, it's because of this tropical storm. Micah, are you still using any mangoes in your juice? Of course. My mom's trees make some beautiful mangoes and they taste so good. Oh, so does somebody have to report you to if you're playing music? Or I thought I feel like they pick it up the music because I remember I had made an intro for one of my videos and it was maybe just 20 seconds long, and they told me they said, oh, the video is not going to be shown in this part of the region of the world because it had a copyright thing. I was just like, damn. It was like as soon as I uploaded it too. Is that the judge that got suspended by the WBA? Who? Who? Um, so the verses. Good evening. Streaming. It's not working. Hold on, let me put it. It should. This is the link. This is how I'm actually connected on here. Yeah. Does everybody have the cups? Because um, I do. They must got bots. Yeah, they have to because I literally have uploaded it and within 2 minutes or so, I got an email saying, "Oh, your video's not gonna be shown," and I forgot where they said, but it only had like 15 seconds of music. Yeah, exactly. So I can't play music. It's like, whack. Yeah, it's not a boxing city at all. It's not a boxing. That fight should definitely be in New York. I don't care what nobody say. You can't change my mind on that. Um, do I box or just talk boxing? I just talk boxing, but if you get my timing right, I will box if need be. So, Mr. Ike Quick, I do both to answer your question. Mm, so, do y'all think this fight is gonna get done? I mean, I keep getting the alerts from ESPN saying, "Oh, Plant and Canelo, the talks are like back in business and back in motion, and the fight could be in November." But if we honestly knew what was the reason why it didn't go through, and are they gonna give Canelo what he wants or what? Yeah, it should be at the MSG Hulu Theater or the Barclays. Ah, you are a troll. I'm not even gonna put your freaking comment up here because I every time I try to be nice and like go with my gut, something stupid happens, and that's what happened the other night when I let that funky, corny ass motherfucker on here. So yeah, yeah, I don't know if that fight's gonna happen. I mean, because like for the rest of the year, I feel like well, no, we still have maybe Wilder and Fury, but to be honest, I feel like that's just gonna fall through again. So we don't have any big fights happening anymore. We have the boxing juju that's horrible right now. All the good fights are getting canceled for COVID, negotiations, injuries. So let's see. It's gonna happen. KO history we made just gonna take some time. I guess. What we need a big fight. Plant already turned down Canelo 3 times. It's not gonna happen. Ay ay ay. Yeah, yeah. These events have been a mess. And then like I feel like a lot of these bags are getting fumbled over not being vaccinated because they're getting COVID. Fumbling these $1 million fights because you caught COVID. when you should have been vaccinated because that's the business. Like, if you get COVID, the fight is either canceled or postponed. I know you shouldn't be forced to have vaccinations, but you're fucking up your money and you're fucking up fights. Mm. What we drinking tonight? Bacardi and mango, mango juice, fresh mango juice. Let me see. Canelo stops plant, of course. But we need the fight to be made first. Um, is the link still not working? Cause I'm on here with this link, so I don't know. Posting it here, cause I know Julius was trying to get on, and so was. I'm trying to see what else. I know it doesn't, but I know it doesn't prevent you from getting it, but you have a better chance of not catching it too. So I'm not gonna start playing that medical game here. I work in a hospital, so I know the effects of people getting COVID when they are vaccinated and when they're not vaccinated. So next subject. Oh, let me see. Yeah, let me go to settings and see if I got this automatically. Guess. Let's see. Guess viewers. Yeah, all the settings are correct, and this is the link. I'm not telling you nothing. I'm not putting my personal life up here. Definitely not putting my personal life up here. You know too much already that I work in a hospital. That's all you're gonna get. I don't need nobody looking up nothing on me. Sorry. Too much info. Y'all like to do strange things when y'all get upset with people. You like call their jobs and do all types of shit, and then that's when I'll have to like. So, yep. Try this link. I don't know. Somebody, I want to see if the link works. So I'm trying to get somebody up on here. It says it ended. Oh, how? No, I'm still on it. Yeah, why would I tell y'all where the hell I work? Why would I tell y'all what I do and where I work? Like, seriously. I already have people plotting on me over as YouTube and Twitter. How the hell would I tell y'all what I do and where I work? Whew, I really tried that one. Nope, 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 nope. No. I have an OnlyFans. That's my job. Go go look it up. Yeah, they are wild, aren't they? Who the hell would I tell anybody where the fuck I work? Oh, because not to mention, let me tell you what happened to me one time on Twitter. I posted a freaking mug that my job gave us, just like as a gift, and it had just the logo of the hospital on it. Didn't even have the hospital's name. But obviously, this person lived in New York too. And let me tell you how creepy this was. I just posted a mug with the fucking. Oh, see, I don't know why everybody's saying it's ended. How the fuck do I do a new link then? Hmm. Should I start the live over? No, yeah, that's what happened. Like the I forgot. And actually, I tweeted the picture, and then I don't even know how long I left it. I probably left it up for like maybe 5 minutes, and I was like, let me take this picture down because it got my job logo on it. No lie. Like a week later, I had flowers sent to my job with my name and everything on it. And I'm like, who the fuck is this sending me flowers at my job? Like, who the fuck knows where I work? So yeah, I haven't heard from that army dude ever since I threatened to call his station, or like wherever he's stationed at. So that scared him, I guess. How do I get a new link then? Ay. Let me see. Let me open up my email because that's how I got um the link to log on here was with my email. Shouldn't say it's ended because obviously I'm on it. Let me try this link from the email address. Yeah, it was scary because they knew thank God they didn't know where in the hospital I worked, but um they sent flowers from a freaking picture of a mug that I put on there for like 5 minutes. It was crazy. I'm trying to link myself to see what happens because um oh that link works for me. So the one that I just put in there just it works for me. So try that one. Try this link, you guys. All right, cool. Ah, my friend Julius. I don't like to be up here for myself, Julius. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, it's
I
working now.
wonder. Yeah. So I was talking about that. Yeah, so I will not tell y'all what I do and where I work. Because y'all figure out stuff from a freaking mug that I posted for 5 minutes. No lie, 5 minutes I posted it. And on the card it said it's don't get creeped out or some stuff like that. I just wanted to send you flowers. I never told anybody where I work, so that was creepy. And I had to block him on everything because then he hit me up on DM saying, "Did you get the flowers that I sent you?" And I'm like, "Wow." I had to block him. I didn't. It
Wow.
didn't. The cup didn't even have the name of the job or anything. It just had a logo. A logo. So yeah.
Crazy.
Are you ready for the fight tomorrow, Julius?
Which one?
Well, the Ortiz and me
Oh, Mean
machine.
Machine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that man. I'm gonna tell you the truth, Nike. I don't know who's gonna win that fight.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
I'm up
either.
in the air.
But I hear people saying that Ortiz is gonna win easily, and I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's not an easy fight for him. It's
That's
not
not
an
an
easy
easy
fight.
fight.
So to say he's
No.
gonna win easily is very. All right, here we go, Mike. What's up?
All right, what's
Oh,
rocking,
so now you
y'all?
guys are coming
What's
in.
shaking? What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's
So
up, man?
who do you
Salute,
have
bro.
in the Ortiz and Mike and the Mean Machine fight?
I think Ortiz is gonna fuck me machine up. I ain't gonna
You
hold
think
you.
he's going
I
to?
think
Oh,
He's gonna fuck him
yeah,
up?
he gonna fuck
wow.
him up.
Wow.
Listen,
Oh man.
y'all got me machine fucked up just because I think Bud was playing with him and got caught. I think that's what happened. To be honest,
Bro,
I
I'm gonna
think
tell you the
Bud.
truth.
Mm,
Bud
mm.
wasn't playing with him.
He
You don't
was
think so?
Bud wasn't playing with him.
no.
No, I think Bud was serious from the beginning. Mean
Yeah. Why would he
Machine is
go?
a tough guy, man.
Yes. That's why I'm like, where are you getting this
I
information
don't
from, my
know.
guy?
I feel like Bud was trying some new shit. He said, "All right, I'm gonna test." Like he was sparring a little bit, and then he just got caught. That's what I feel like happened
No.
for real.
No.
Nah.
You
Hey, you know something? I'm gonna
what's in
tell you
your
the
cup?
truth,
What is
man.
in your cup? What is in your cup? Are you drinking?
Uh oh.
I just started. I just started, so we can't blame it on the cup
Okay.
because I just started drinking. Yeah,
Hey, I'm
that's
gonna
a
tell
fact.
you, man. Those
Because
Eastern
you were
European
the one.
fighters, them Russian
Yeah,
fighters are
they're not no
tough, man.
pushovers.
Yeah.
He said he's going to fuck me machine up. Nah,
Listen,
I
if
don't
I'm
see
wrong,
that.
I'm gonna come back
It's
up
gonna
here
be
and
a
I'm
good.
gonna
It's
admit
gonna
it.
be a competitive fight, but he's not gonna fuck no me machine
I,
up.
I
No.
hope y'all. I hope y'all right. I hope y'all right. But I feel like he gonna fuck me machine up, man. I really do. I don't
I
see
Uh,
mean,
it.
what you basing it on?
Yeah.
I listen. I think Ortiz is the goods. That's what I'm basing it on. I really do. I don't think he's ready for that top level like Bud and Spence. And I want to ask y'all something about Spence too. But I don't think he's ready for that level. But I think Ortiz, like, I think he could beat Thurman. You know, I put him on that
Really?
level. To be honest, yeah, I do. I think he the
I'm not
goods.
gonna lie to you, man. And
Ah,
this ain't nothing against Ortiz, but like, bruh, I seen him in the hooker fight, and like no top welterweight is gonna last long in the welterweight division getting hit like that.
Nah,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
Hooker tough, bro. Hooker is tough,
Yeah, but
for real.
Hooker is not on the level of, Mean Machine. You know what I'm saying? Like Hooker's a
This is
guy that
exactly what
moved
this
up from
guy is saying
140.
it too.
I
This
feel
guy is saying
you.
that to
Yeah,
Fox Talk 101 said Ortiz got good offense and fundamentals, but he lacks defense. And I agree.
yeah, I
So
agree too.
We gonna see then, cause listen, Mean Machine definitely gonna hit him, cause Ortiz gonna take something to get some. So Mean Machine gonna hit him a little bit. So we gonna see. We gonna see.
Okay.
so you
Uh,
think he's gonna get are you so you think Mean Machine is gonna get washed? That's
I
what I'm
think he
hearing. This
gonna
is what
get
you're saying.
washed. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
I,
Wow, wow,
wow, I
wow.
don't see that.
Wow. I don't see
Wash
that
I
said
either.
don't
it.
see that.
I'm
I don't
looking
see that.
forward
I
to it. I'm looking
I'm gonna
I
forward
don't
I'm
see
to
gonna
it.
that.
tell you the truth. I've told Nika this before on the up here on the Red Cup. I don't I don't see Ortiz being on the level of Boots Ennis. You get what I'm saying?
I agree with
Like
that.
Boots.
I agree
So
with that.
Boots is like ready for that level. Boots or Gary A. Russell. The big
Yeah,
the younger brother but the bigger weight class. Those guys are super level fighters. They're ready for the top. I kind of see Ortiz and Mean Machine. I see it as a fight that could go either way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I mean, if it go to the scorecards, I mean, we've seen it. I mean, the fight gonna be in Texas, right?
yeah. He ain't no way he
So
beating. He ain't beating
so
Ortiz
he's
on the
not. Yeah,
scorecard.
I agree.
And
Mean Machine ain't gonna win on the scorecards, but I can see him stopping Ortiz though.
So do I.
Yeah,
wow.
Ah, so
man.
I don't see Mean Machine getting washed at
No,
all.
I don't
We're
either.
gonna
I,
see.
that's a
No.
very bold statement to say, but that's
Yeah,
your
that
opinion.
is.
That's your opinion.
Yeah,
Wow.
I agree.
Hey, we have checkmate in the building.
Now
Checkmate. What's up,
What's
man?
up?
let me ask y'all a question about my
What's
son
going on? Can
Spence.
y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear
salute,
Yeah.
you.
salute, bro. Let me ask a
It
question about my
sound
son
like a robot on
Spence.
my end.
Mm.
Like, I got a question about Brentwood Spence real quick. Like,
Uh-huh.
so that eye thing, it seemed
Oh,
like, and I hope not. I hope I'm wrong, but I think bro should maybe he should retire, yo. And like that's one of my favorite fighters, but that you don't want to play around with that eye, not at that level. That he,
I
I don't know.
mean, I'm pretty sure he has access to the best surgeons and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure they did the best that
Right.
they can do. It wasn't detached, it was just torn.
Right.
So they went in there
Right.
and repaired it. So I don't think he
Right.
should retire.
I,
I
Right.
think that he should take his time with coming back, from his with an injury like that. But I don't think he should retire yet, unless his doctor
I,
tell him to, or suggest
And
it. But
also to add to that, Nika, Kell Brook is still fighting. He got his orbital bone broke twice and a detached retina.
yeah,
And in the Bud fight, I mean Bud stopped him, but did you see Bud eye was closed in that fight? So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
a lot of times, man, and even after Kell Brook got his orbital bone and retina detached against Triple G, he came back over a year later against Spence, and he actually had a good fight. Spence beat him up, but the fight was close. You know what I'm saying, for a while. So I'm with Nike with the modern medicine. Guys can come back from detached and torn retinas. That they couldn't do
somebody said
20, 30 years ago.
well, Boxing Talk 101 said Mike wants
yeah.
Spence
Wow,
to
whoa, whoa,
retire
whoa.
because because he a Bud fan.
We not gonna do that, bro. Because number one. number one, I'm a Spence fan. I went to every Spence fight from the Barclays to I even flew down to Texas for him. I'm a listen. That's Brentwood Spence. He from Long Island, son. Like we support Spence.
He
That's a
is from
fact.
Long Island, and people forget that.
Y'all gotta chill with that, bro.
They think
Love
he's from
Spence.
Dallas, but he's
Right,
actually from Long Island.
Facts.
right,
That's a
right.
Um,
fact.
That's true.
so I mean, I
That's
don't think that
true.
he should retire yet. Because if that was the
I
case,
don't.
they would tell him that he should retire. He wouldn't
Man,
be
don't
saying
I
speak
it.
that
agree.
much. Don't get me. I'm a fan of the sport. Like I don't sit there. I ain't on no man cocky. We don't do none of that. You know what I mean? I gotta pause, man. I ain't no dick rider, bro. Like I love the sport, man. Like I love Bud. Bud is a hell of a boxer. Just like I love
Yeah.
No,
Spence.
it was a legitimate question because the eye is very important in boxing, and it
Facts.
was torn, and you don't know how
Yeah.
the eye is going to heal after the
Oh yeah, that
surgery.
was a.
So
You're right. It's a
Word.
legitimate question because if you
I would
look in
just say, yeah.
another sport, Grant Hill broke his ankle, something very normal. But that ankle injury ended up keeping him out 3 or 4 years because they didn't the surgeon didn't do it right. So anything can happen. So I
mhm,
I agree that was a good question, man, because you can't play around with the eye. You know what I'm saying? That's the
yeah.
one thing you need in boxing outside of your hands is your
And
eyes.
and then
You
don't get
know.
me wrong. Like I know he making big money on that level, but if he was to come
Hmm.
back, and definitely not wishing the shit. Let me knock on this wood now.
Hmm.
If he was to come back and like the eye become worse in the fight, people
Hmm.
gonna be like, "Oh shit," you
No,
know what I
he
mean? He
really
should have
should have.
retired and stuff like. But you
Right.
know,
I have
Yep.
somebody who wants to be added to the chat. YSM Sports Media. I've never heard of you before, but please, sir, if you do not want to talk sports, do not come on here because I've had people come up here and show their dicks, and we're
yeah,
not
don't
doing that, all right? I'm going
please
to
don't
add
show
you,
your
but I will take you down really quick if you.
Yo, you
that.
got people that actually do that? Wow.
Yes, they do. They come up here and well, the first time I did this live, I had like 3 or 4 people come up here. When I added them, they changed their pictures to a dick, and I'm just like, wow, trying to get me taken off before I even start.
And the bad part is like they got
Oh,
other man penis parts in their phone. Like, what's
Yeah,
wrong
and
with you,
that's
beloved?
exactly what I
Come
said. That's
on.
exactly what I said. I'm like, wow, you are grown ass men with penis pictures saved in
so
your
we got
phone.
dudes. So we got dudes saving other dudes' dick pics.
Yeah, yeah.
Sad, bro.
Uh,
Yeah,
so
that's
wait,
weird.
what did Steven said? Steven, okay, Steven said that Spence doesn't know nothing about New York though. He was young when he moved and he claims Texas. Of course you would say that because you're from Texas and you
Spence said he
you
loved.
still
Spence said he loved New York too, man. He loved New
yeah.
York. You know the vibes. He said he come
So
up here get his grandmother. He get his grandmother jerk chicken and all that. You know the
yeah.
vibes. He knows what's good, man. Stop playing with
Yo, is
us.
he Jamaican?
Yeah, he Jamaican, bro.
I
Facts.
didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay.
That's why I'm a big fan too. You know, I'm Haitian. But shout out to all my Caribbean people, man. People, you know the vibes. You know we mixed up in New York.
My Miss
Uh,
Kiki, that's me, says, "Oh my God, stop speaking on it. Speaking on what?
We do.
On Spence? We can speak on it. It's something in boxing that's going on right now. Like it's fairly new, and people want to know things. So we're gonna talk about it, Miss Kiki. Sorry.
I'm curious to hear
Um,
y'all thoughts about the injury as a whole.
I'm gonna
um,
tell you, man. I think on that injury, sparring partners go all out. I'm gonna bring up an
Facts.
incident that happened almost 20 years ago. Floyd Mayweather was getting ready to fight someone. I can't remember who, and a guy named Kid Diamond broke his rib.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So those things happen in sparring, man. You got sparring partners. You hear guys all the time talk about how I did this to this guy in sparring. Well, them guys gonna try to make a name with fighters. You know what I'm saying? With the Spence, Pacquiao, it was on Fox. They kept bringing in the I don't know what they call it on Fox. It used to be 24/7 on HBO, but whatever it is. And these
Right, right.
guys want to make a name for themselves, man. And they
It's
go
called
in
fight
sparring
camp.
and they go hard. Yeah, fight camp. So they go hard, man. They're trying to make a name for themselves.
But
They want
like
to be on Twitter.
when they had the headgear on and they're sparring, doesn't like the headgear kind of have a cushion, like thick enough to kind of like, you know, prevent some of those injuries, like well, at least getting like black eyes and stuff like that. I feel like the headgear has like it comes up to here, it comes down here, and then it has a thickness to it that unless somebody put like when he got punched, or I don't know how the injury happened, but like if a fighter gets maybe a thumb in their eye or something like that, that's
and
probably
and
higher.
also a torn retina is something that can naturally happen with age. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah.
And also, Earl has been in a. People forget that bad accident. Earl, one of
Facts.
his eyes were bloodshot for a couple months, and the other one was swole. So these injuries could have happened then. Cause remember, since he came back, he didn't fight in Vegas. He fought in Texas, so the testing wasn't as good. So he could have had this torn retina for a while.
Yeah, I heard somebody say that on another show, and it made sense. They were like saying that the fight was in Texas and they're not as thorough with their,
Right.
with their testing.
With the test.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so then when he went to Vegas, they're a little bit more thorough, and that's probably how they
Right,
found
Right.
it.
right.
So it might,
Right.
so that it made
Yep.
sense, but I kind of feel like, after his accident, I'm pretty sure he had the most thorough check ever. But, if you said this injury could happen naturally, then
Yeah.
it could have just been tearing over time. But I
And,
don't
and
know.
like
I don't want to make
honestly,
assumptions.
I just don't see I just don't see Earl pulling out of that fight unless it's serious because what he was getting ready to make like 17 million. Like you not pulling or Earl ain't
Right.
scared to get like nah man.
No.
Uh,
Nah.
yo, so I did a
He
couple
wasn't ducking.
interviews, right?
I hate to see people saying that he was ducking. He's not
Yeah.
ducking. That's a serious injury, and it's his health
Right.
come first. You know.
I,
Absolutely.
I've done a couple of interviews, and from the information I got back is basically that when you're sparring or when you're fighting, um, a lot of times you can get a torn retina from the tape around the glove or the actual
Mm,
glove itself brushing past your eye or brushing in your eye. And
Right.
mm.
elbows, forearms, that's another way of getting torn retinas. That
Right.
is more common than us fans than we actually know.
Right.
Word.
I agree with that. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
it makes sense. Yeah.
But
You know,
I'm
it
I'm gonna
definitely
tell you
wasn't a
what.
duck though. So they
Yeah.
whoever's
Oh
saying they
no.
ducking, yeah, I really
And,
need to
and
cut that out.
I'm gonna tell you something, Nika. This is something that really gets on my nerves, and I don't understand it, and I don't know if it's just Twitter or what it is. But why is people so obsessed with two things? Number one, with ducking, and number two, with the fighter's purse. I can never
Mm,
Facts, bro.
understand that. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? Because, you know, first of all, a person can pull out of a fight for any reason. Like for example, Heron fighting Stevenson, right? But if they would have kept the purse where Heron would have made three times, I mean Stevenson would have made three times what Heron would made, and Heron pulled out, people would have said he ducked. But you know what I'm saying? Like people don't take fights because of business reasons. It ain't because nobody's scared at that level, you know?
yeah, I feel like these
Word.
boxers they get in the ring for a living. Like they're not scared to get in the ring. So I agree with like they throw the ducking excuse out there way too much. And I honestly don't think their fighters' purse is our business. To be honest, like
Right.
that's business on the back end. We just want to see the fights. I don't need to know how much you're making to lose.
Facts.
Exactly.
I hope you get what you deserve, but it's not my business to know your purse. That's
Right.
just my thing. So we have Box Talk 101 just added. Thanks for joining.
What's up,
Salute
everybody?
box
I,
talk.
I kind of just listened in a
What's
little
up,
bit.
Box Talk?
What up, fellas? I
Good.
kind of listened in a little bit about the Herring and Shakur, but you guys don't think Valdez is ducking?
Who do you think he's
I
ducking? You think he's ducking
I think Valdez is ducking
Shakur?
Shakur. Yeah,
Shakur?
yes,
I don't think
yes
so.
he did. He
I
ducked
No,
Shakur for
I
I
think he
don't think
inside
is.
so.
here. He
Bro.
I don't
did.
think so.
Bro, listen.
I don't think. I think
Valdez
he
is a
did because
warrior.
he
Valdez
was the
is a warrior.
mandatory.
For the WBO
Yeah,
126, right?
yeah. Valdez did kind of duck Shakur because he
I
was
don't
his
think so.
mandatory for over a year, and then Valdez said, "Well, you know what? I'ma move up. But listen, I believe that Oscar will fight Shakur, but I don't think I think he saw Burchett as an easier payday than to face. Shakur is a difficult guy to
No,
fight, man.
you think that, so
Yes.
you think you wait, so you think that he thought that Burchell was an easier
Yes,
fight than Shakur.
yes,
But like
yes.
y'all, if you look at the way Burchell has beat a lot of his opponents, in comparison to how Shakur has beat his opponents, I don't really think that that makes sense to me.
But
Because
I'm
I
gonna
think
tell you why.
yeah. Go ahead, Julius.
Burchett got knocked out by a journeyman. That's number one. Before Valdez, earlier in his career. Number two, the hardest guy in boxing to beat is a southpaw that don't want to get hit. So how
True.
are you gonna do against a southpaw that can jab you and strike you, but you can't hit him? The name of the game is to hit, not be hit. Shakur do that better than Burchett, so it's an easier fight. Burchett is a chin first guy. That you know what I'm saying? That's right
okay,
in
so if
front
you're
of the.
saying that, I'm gonna throw this question out there then. So did Shakur duck Warrington and Navarrete?
I don't
No.
think he ducked Warrington
Why?
because
Why?
they
Why? Why?
because
Why? And Navarrete?
because
Why?
remember that they tried to make that fight twice. I think that James Prince got in the way of that fight because he was like, look, if we're going to go over there to England and take this fight, y'all going to have to pay us to go to England, but we'll fight him in America for a certain amount because look, nobody, I'm just speaking, maybe I'm wrong, but I never saw any fighter that thought a lot of Josh Warrington fighting. A lot of guys thought he wasn't a good fighter, and then when he got
With
proven,
Navarrete.
a
What about
journeyman
Navarrete?
knocked him out.
He
Okay.
didn't duck Navarrete
All right.
when he moved up? No?
Okay.
I'm asking. So
I,
what was the reason for him not fighting Navarrete?
I don't think Navarrete was avoided though because as good as I think Navarrete is really big and I think that's one of his biggest attributes is his size. But
And his
we got to be
awkwardness.
completely. He's not the best boxer. He's not like
I know
very
he has an
polished.
awkward style. So
He
that's
looks
those are like
like,
the hardest fighters to fight too, that have these
but
awkward
he looks
fight
like you could
styles,
figure
you
him
know?
out, right? I feel like Shakur is the hardest puzzle basically to figure out if that makes sense.
I'm not gonna hold you. I
Mm.
feel like with Shakur,
So
right? I see Shakur a couple ways, right? One, listen, I thought that video with Jay Prince was mad corny. Like that shit was like as hell. I don't know what he was doing. But
neither do
I
I.
root for Shakur. Like he from North. You know what I mean? I root for Shakur. But the thing it's two things that I see with him, right? I don't I honestly don't think he would duck anyone because I just think Shakur is one of them boxers where he feel like he could fucking. I feel like he underestimating Herring. To be honest, I think that's a
Yeah,
tough
he is.
fight, but I feel like
He
he
definitely is.
underestimating it. You feel me? So I think Shakur just one
I
of them
agree.
motherfuckers that he just think you got to beat that motherfucker to show him like nah you ain't the
I just
best because
I just find
he
it funny that y'all saying that Shakur is being dug by Valdez, but the rest of these fighters that jumped in to fight Shakur, they were brave enough to fight Shakur.
let,
Like, you know,
let me say
Um,
this.
well,
Yeah, I get
Let me
that.
say
I get
this.
that.
I
I think
understand what you're saying, Nike.
I
I
get
think
that.
I
I'm gonna say this though,
Valdez.
Nike. I will
so
say
I
this to you,
Joet
Nike.
Gonzalez has more heart
No,
than
no,
Oscar
no,
Valdez.
no.
Like,
I
I
don't,
don't know.
Nike. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I don't believe that none of those guys are afraid to fight Shakur. What I'm trying to say is Shakur's style is not a style that you just want to jump in the ring with. Think about this right here. We can go down the history of boxing. Winky Wright, Pernell Whitaker. We could Corey Spinks. Any boxing southpaw, nobody wants to fight him. Vernon Forrest beat Shane Mosley down, right? But he didn't want to fight Corey Spinks. It wasn't because he was afraid of Corey Spinks. It was because Corey Spinks is a bad style. Guys want to be in the ring with someone that's gonna fight them back, or somebody they can look good against. Shakur Stevenson is not any fighter you're gonna look good against.
Let me ask you this though, Julius. Like, I'm not gonna say Valdez ducking him. I do think he rather fight other people rather than Shakur. But I'll say
Right.
this: I think that Valdez fight is kind of tough for Shakur too. I think people sleeping on it. I think
I think
Shakur
it's a
sleeping
real
on it
good
a
fight.
little bit, to be honest.
I
I
think it's probably the
I
best fight
agree.
at 130.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
Listen,
yeah. As long,
I,
yeah, 'cause Tank Davis ain't going back to 30.
I don't think
But
so.
so
nah,
yeah,
take
so
that to
yeah, I'll
30.
say
Tank's
that.
going back to 30. Tank's going
Yeah.
back to
Nah,
30. Hey,
Yeah.
Jules, you my buddy. We can get a
Hey,
$5
MBO.
bet going.
MBO's up in
Okay.
the
Tank is going to
mix.
go. Tank is going to fight at 30. Fight at 30 again.
So you
you
missed
think
I
this
mean,
so?
Okay.
question,
he still
MBO.
can make that weight.
Well, if
Wow.
that
But
happens, then that's the hardest fight for Shakur at 130 is to fight Tank Davis. But
and
as far yeah, go ahead, Chick.
let me say about the Valdez. I don't think it's Valdez that said he didn't want to fight Shakur. I think it was Bob Arum who prevented that fight. It's as simple as that. Just like Bob Arum has been preventing Crawford, he's been preventing Bud from fighting elite fighters and getting that that status on his resume. He's been promising him Pacquiao fight all this time, but I made Viz to show that he said he's the one who
That's
deaded the
crazy.
Pacquiao fights. So
That's
with
true.
that, I do not think Bob wanted Shakur to beat Valdez, whatever the case may be. So I don't think Valdez is scared. I do think it was a Bob Arum call.
What
It's
do
none
you
of my
think,
business
MBO?
what people do, but
Uh,
I'll say this real quick.
Do you
I think
think that
Shakur should have
Valdez
stayed.
was? Wait, no, I want
But
to ask MBO because
my bad, my
he
bad.
he's like he was on our side the other day. What
well,
do
I,
you
I
think?
actually think that that's a great point that checkmate just made. Because if you look at it, what's the history of Bob Arum? What he does is he likes to suppress the ceiling of what his fighters can make, so that he can pay them pittances once it's time for them to get a big fight. And we've seen him do that with Crawford. Why else would he not invest big money into the Danny Garcias and Keith Thurmans, but yet he would give Cal Brook and Amir Khan what Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman was asking for. So to me, he's basically trying to suppress the wages that his fighters make at the top level. There was no reason not to make Shakur versus Valdez. We know Valdez ain't scared. Valdez ain't scared of nobody. Valdez to me has the
Well, see,
the heart of a
that was the
lion.
thing. The initial question was from Doc Talk was saying that he said that Valdez was ducking Shakur,
Mhm.
and I don't
But
think
his,
that
Nah,
but
that's
his,
we're
Valdez
not gonna
was
say he's ducking
ordered
them.
not to fight. And you notice
but
Valdez never made a comment about it. I mean, Bob has done it. He sabotaged his careers. You guys know this. It's not a shame. I mean, it's not a secret. He does not want Black American fighters on top. It's just the way it is. And
Well, no,
so
no, no,
even when you
not, no,
have
no, no.
someone
Let's
like,
not say that. Let's not say that he
well,
doesn't want them on top.
let me
I think if you go
make
back,
let me
listen, just go back to the Shakur broadcast back in June in the bubble. It's not that he doesn't want them on top. What did the ESPN telecast say when Shakur was fighting in the bubble? They said that basically they don't know how to sell a black fighter unless he's playing the villain. So I don't think it's that he don't want black fighters on top. I just think that he doesn't know what moves the needle within the black community because he's so far removed from it that he doesn't know how to sell these fighters. There's no
well,
Check.
reason
I'm a.
why Terrence
hmm
Crawford shouldn't be one of the most marketable fighters in the United States of America. The dude is
Facts.
a
Right.
killer in the ring.
I,
He has
well,
a
based
great personality. Just watch all his videos. When you see those fight hype videos, all those videos that be backstage, you remember he was talking to Spence, and Spence was like, "Oh yeah, I saw you get rocked by this guy, and then here go Terrence Crawford. And what happened after? Yeah, what happened? Like stuff like that. ESPN doesn't
Yeah.
highlight. You know,
Yeah.
okay,
Hey,
but
you know what?
what you're saying is correct, but you're void of having this information that I have. As far as hearing Aram saying, that when they discovered the Latino fighter. Now, I'm not going to
hmm
say Shakur is, Shakur is Puerto Rican because Nike gonna go ahead and sip that red cup and jump on my neck.
No,
But
no. I
but
just
but
think
I but I will say this. But
He's never said
but
he
I
was
will
Puerto
say
Rican
this:
until he
Bob
said he was
Arum
gonna
has
get
said
that
they
respect.
discovered the gold mine of the Latino fighter. Paulie
Right.
Maldonado said it's the time of the Eastern European. We all saw in real time how they try to artificially anoint Lomachenko, but it never caught fire because it was all artificial. It's not like he fought the best, but this is the only name they have said. So when it comes to Black American fighters, they want to build their economic engine around something that they create, that they control. They had no control over Floyd. They had no control over Mike Tyson. They had no control, over Sugar Ray Leonard or any other, or Roy Jones, any of the fighters who really carried that torch. They want that. You know why? Because they want the pocket. They want to catch these middle America and European MMA fans. This is what they want. And they feel
But
like they
bro,
can't do that with a Black
Hey,
American fighter on top. Go ahead.
but
can I
bro,
can
no,
I can I
nobody
check in on
respect.
this?
Go ahead,
Yes,
Rick.
sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, can I check in on this? I'm a agree with both of you. And I heard Bob Arum in that interview admit that he has issues and problems with moving of black fighters. But I'm gonna say this: through the last 50 years of boxing, or last 25 or 30 that I've seen, the biggest stars that have been in boxing, I'm talking about gate, I'm talking about pay-per-view, have been the black fighter, Black American fighter, Tyson, Holyfield, Floyd. We could go on and on. Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes. I mean, but the thing is Bud Crawford, just to get on him, he brought 20,000 people to Omaha, Nebraska, a football town. The only thing we know about Nebraska is the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Fact.
And and Terrence Crawford brought 20,000 people every single time he fight in Omaha. Last thing I checked, Devin Alexander,
Absolutely.
somebody that is lost in boxing now.
Word.
Nobody we even talk
And they
about.
say he got pillow fists.
Look, exactly.
Who said he
Him,
had
Corey
Philip?
Spinks.
A lot of
I'm gonna
people
tell
talk
you
shit
this,
about
Nika.
him.
D
Wait.
guys brought 17, 18,000 fans to St. Louis for a fight.
Word.
Javante Tank Davis bringing 17 to 20,000 fans to Atlanta, Georgia,
Word.
the Peach City. You get what I'm
And
saying?
Baltimore.
And Baltimore. Man, these
Imagine what Tank will, man, Tank will blow
listen,
out anywhere. He sell out
it,
Brooklyn. He sell out LA. It
N-
don't even matter.
Nike,
Tank
Nike,
gonna wild out.
hey, let me say this, Nike, and this is just how it is. If these promoters promoted these guys like they do NBA stars, like they do
Word.
LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, man, it would be nothing for these guys to go to Japan and get 20 and 30,000. Look, Mike Tyson did it. Mike
Yeah, but you
Tyson
know
went
what?
to
I feel like
Japan and sold that out.
nowadays
They
in the
don't
age that
want to
the
do it.
promoters want the fighters to sell themselves, like on
Yep,
social
these
I
guys
media.
cross
agree.
over.
You
They're
These
know,
guys
lazy.
cross
yeah,
You're
over.
right. They're
they want
lazy.
them.
You're absolutely
They
right.
want them to sell themselves on social media and
Yep.
put all the
But but
legwork
Yep.
in, and then
but guys like
Right.
Terrence Crawford and Shakur don't do that.
yeah, because they're
Right.
shook.
And
I know Crawford's not heavy on social media like that at
right.
all.
Nah.
If when
And
he
he
posts
still got
about
$20,000.
him and his family, it's not. He's not, and I don't feel like. I mean, that's not his job to promote himself
But
on.
but but Nike.
I say let his sister take over. She do a good job.
She does. She
but
does.
She,
but Nike, I'm just giving you example of fighters that were never on the level. The guys that were I'm just telling you about guys that were never on the level of Bud Crawford or of Mayweather that was still selling out big arenas. But yet, when I hear people talk, they say, well, the Spanish fans are the ones coming to the fight. I'm not saying that they're not coming to the fight, but I'm telling you that I haven't seen outside of Tank Davis, I'm talking about active fighters in America, outside of Tank Davis, Bud Crawford, Earl Spence. People forget Earl Spence got 50,000 in Dallas.
man, boy, that was
I
Dallas.
mean,
That's a fact. Word.
show me somewhere that black fighters can't sell. Just show me,
Hey,
because
Well,
don't
well,
forget
Aram
what
it's
said
niggas
this. I
still
want to
don't
know.
Don't
Well,
forget
this
when
is what
Vince
I'm
was in
talking
Brooklyn
about.
selling
I
out the
don't think.
Barclays, bro.
But Aaron
I,
is not going to
Yeah,
push
sold out
that.
the Barclays Center too.
Word.
Man, not even from Brooklyn.
Fact.
listen, I don't think that Top Rank and Bob Arum respects the black dollar. I mean,
I
why
agree.
else would we
Yes,
have not gotten Crawford versus Porter? Why the
Fact.
hell would Top Rank say that we can't sell that fight? What fans don't
I,
want to see
That's
and
Crawford
all.
versus
That's all the
Porter?
black fans on
I
Twitter talk
just
about is
explained it to
Porter
you,
But
most
and
but but
valid.
but
yep,
bro, but
and
most
and,
It's about
valuable. I
sabotaging
think
his black American fighters.
I think it's
and
his whole
and listen,
business, not just Aram. Don't just blame Aram, bro. None of these motherfuckers respect the black demographic. They don't respect our fans,
yeah,
bro. It's all of
but
them. Don't just say Aram. It's all of them,
but
bro.
but but listen, to this right here though. McDonald's respected the black dollar. You know, I mean, let's think about it. McDonald's respect it. You know, look at all the different businesses that respect it, man. We talk about the chicken and things like that, Chick-fil-A and this place, that place, but they respect the black dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like
They advertise heavy to the
Nike
black
respect the
community,
black dollar.
even to the detriment of the black community. You
Yeah,
know,
even to the detriment, they respect it. Right. Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
you got somebody like Dame Lillard, a national a national celebrity, NBA star. He loved boxing. He always talking about boxing. Why they don't promote? You
Right.
know, get him out. Come on, man. Like this shit could
Yeah.
be so
well,
simple. They want
because
to
you know
make it
what that
hard, though,
is.
bro.
Boxing fans, and this is why I don't really interact too much with boxing fans. Boxing
Hmm.
fans are the most perpetually miserable people on the earth. They
You
they
right.
like to
It's a
they
fact,
like to
bro.
You right.
gatekeep.
It's a fact.
They
You
like to
right.
gatekeep. You know, when
You right.
when Dame Lillard said that he wasn't sold on anyway, oh my God, they were ready to kill him. I'm like, yo, that's that man's opinion. So what?
Right.
You know, boxing
Right.
fans think that it's like a secret club that they don't want nobody else in. You know, but then they
Absolutely.
complain when they don't get the big fights. Well, you're not getting the big fights because we're keeping the casual dollars out of these arenas. You know,
yeah.
boxing fans
And Nike,
swear they
one
know what's
So
best for the
wait, I have a
sport.
question. Do you think that boxers should take more responsibility of promoting themselves on social media?
Yep.
Nike, I'm gonna answer that question for you. But before I answer it, I want to say one other thing. I think the platform that people like yourself, Nike, I appreciate what you do and how you get us up here to talk. But I've seen people put folks up, and this is what hurt these guys, man. I agree that fighters need to do a little bit of their own work, but you got these haters. You got people online lying, talking about they talked to the FBI about Al Heyman. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's people like that got a voice on boxing Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that, man, that just throw out these stupid things. And the next thing you know, if one person puts something out, people will follow it and keep continuously saying the same thing until all of a sudden it becomes a fact from out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So I
boxing
think
Twitter
that
for you,
I think
Jules.
that yeah,
Yeah,
I think that
I
the
think
boxing
boxing
Twitter
Twitter is
people are
yeah, boxing
hurting
Twitter is miserable.
fighters. Cause look at Regan Dial, right? Regan Dial is a great fighter, but people talk trash about him because Lomachenko beat him. And look at him Saturday night. He fighting in a title fight at 118 pounds. 118
Word.
pounds. The man moved up 3 or 4 weight classes to fight Lomachenko. And instead of people saying that takes heart, people say, oh, he's nothing. And now a guy that won 2 gold medals, that won 2 world titles, that has never lost a fight under 135 pounds is now looked at like he's a chump. I
Well,
don't
well,
get it, man.
Julius, you have to
Yeah.
you have to remember why it is Rigo is in the situation that he's in. It's because he wasn't supposed to beat Donaire. Donaire was supposed to
Yes,
beat him.
you're right.
And what happens
You're
in
right.
boxing is when the right guy doesn't win, they don't
Right. Yeah.
capitalize on it. Why on
Bro,
earth with
I
Top
don't
Rank.
even know who you is, but you speaking some facts up here tonight, man.
Like Top Rank has
Yeah,
some of the best matchmakers in the world. You're telling me that stylistically they thought that Rigo versus Joseph Agbeko would have been a good fight to follow up with?
exactly.
Absolutely not. So then what
Yeah,
you had was Bob Arum and fat ass Dan Rayfield always
right.
constantly going
Yep,
on the media offensive telling you how
yep,
trash and how boring Rigo is. And
right.
these idiot boxing
Mm-hmm.
fans, these are the media that they're raised by. So of course they're gonna have these negative feelings towards Rigo because this is what they constantly hear. And Dan Rayfield had like the biggest platform. You know, he had
Bro,
the
you are
every
right.
Friday chat
Mhm.
on ESPN. He's on
That's
ESPN all the time. So if the
That's
guy with
facts,
the
man.
biggest platform is telling you that this guy is boring, you shouldn't want to watch him. Oh, why is he fighting? He's boring. He's boring. He's boring.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna expect the fans to say? So to
listen.
You
me,
right.
like
Dan
That's
you said,
facts, man.
Raphael
you got
gets that
media,
bag from
you got
Bob Arum.
media
Bob
like
Arum controls the
Nike.
media, to a large extent, and whatever the talking points that he wants out there, these media personalities put it out there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then it is what it is. They want to put a negative spin on someone to officially suppress their value, like he's doing Terrence Crawford. I've never heard a promoter dog their fighter the way Bob Arum did. I mean, I couldn't believe what I heard. But again, he did that in
Yeah.
order to keep him in pocket. And then Terrence Crawford had
Yep.
that Stockholm syndrome. I'm going to go
Yep.
ahead and stay with my master because he's paying me millions. But he paying you 4 or 5 million, but you should be making 10, 11, 12, 15 million. So that's the reason why Mayweather left. That's the reason why Oscar left. That's the reason why all these big fighters left. Bob, that's the way Top Rank operates. And with
Bro,
Rigo, think about it. He lost
yeah.
the one fight to a fighter. It was a very boring fight. It was a very boring fight. Lomachenko did nothing special in that fight. It was super boring. But Rigo quit. It is what it is. And you know what I mean? He moved up. He dared to be great. He lost. Okay, let's keep it moving. You
So
know what I
look,
mean?
I have a message on the screen right here. It says Rigo is boring to the casual boxing fans with or
You
without the media.
listen.
But
Hold on a
I have
second.
a
Hate when
Anybody
people
I have a
that
say that,
tells
question.
you
man. Hate when
I
people
have a
say
Anybody that
question.
tells you they know
Yeah,
what
go
the
ahead,
casual
Nika.
boxing fan likes is a fucking liar.
No, but you
Because
see
Mm-hmm.
how he just
because
said that
these are the
Rigo is
same
boring to the
guys.
casual fan.
Yeah, but these are the
You
That's
think?
same guys
listen.
that criticize the Tank Davises of the world. These are the same guys that criticize
facts,
any fight that they
facts.
don't like, but yet these fighters still sell. So don't act like all of a sudden you guys know what the casual boxing fan is looking for. Because if boxing promoters and fans knew what the casual fan was looking for, the sport wouldn't be a niche sport. It would be a bigger sport. There's really
And
no rhyme or reason or secret sauce as to why certain fighters latch on with the public. You know,
and
you
let me
got Bob
add
Right.
something
Arum.
on
No,
to
all right. So I have a question with what I had up here before about Rigo being boring
okay.
to the casual fan. Does that go to the same as Shakur? Is Shakur
Yes.
No,
only
let me say this. Let me say this on Rigo. If Rigo is a boring
just a
fighter,
question?
right?
Just a question.
No, I'm gonna answer the question on this. If Rigo is a boring fighter, right? Why when he fought Nonito Donaire had a broken orbital bone and cuts and bruises all over his face and got knocked down in the fight? Every time, see, and let me say this: you can make a fight to a boring fight goes both ways. It's not just the so-called boring fighter, it's the other fighter. The other fighter, a lot of times we be like, this guy boring. Well, the fighter, listen, they used to call Mayweather boring, okay? But but it was guys that fought Mayweather that made him fight, and he was in the most exciting fight. Look at Rigo last fight. It was a back and forth, knockdown, drag out fight. A lot of these people, I'm telling you, Nika, they're not boxing fans. We got a lot of race soldiers. These
Well,
guys
Okay, but
Julius,
take an
Julius,
agenda and they run
Julius,
with it.
Julius,
Yeah.
you should take it
Yes,
a
sir.
step further because you
Uh-huh.
know how they say Mayweather's boring? They like to
Right.
attribute Mayweather's success to fans wanting to see him lose, as if the
Hmm.
Exactly.
black dollar didn't
Mm-hmm.
spend and buy pay-per-view and tickets.
Exactly,
It's
bro.
just a constant disrespect to the black dollar. You're telling me that everybody that tuned in to see Mayweather was a bunch of guys who wanted to see him lose? No, I tuned in to
Hell
Mayweather,
no.
and I never wanted to see him lose. I wanted him to put hands on
But
people.
MVO, part of it was Mayweather's fault too, though, bro. Like he never big up the black boxing fan as much as he did the English fans and the Mexican fans. It's part of his fault too, bro. We can't just put the blame about their own.
I do agree that a lot of people watched Mayweather because they wanted to see him lose. There were a
Yeah, I
lot of
agree.
people who watched
But
because after
but
a
let me
while,
but
I
The
kind of wanted him
majority.
to lose too. I'm not gonna lie,
but
because
but
he was like
but
a little villain, and I was just like, ooh, he needs to get.
but Nayka, Nayka, can I ask you a question? Nayka, can I ask you a question? Are you a basketball fan?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you know Tim Duncan, right?
Yes.
Okay, people call Tim Duncan a boring basketball player,
Yeah,
right?
but
Cause he is, bro. He
Yeah.
is.
See, so
He
I
is.
get to so that's the thing that I say. So a guy that hit jumpers and that fundamentally sound is
he was a
boring.
silent
Do you,
assassin. He's
We
what I
don't
call a
want to
silent
see that
assassin.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Nah, we
right?
see
That's what they
us
shots.
as
say.
fans, we like entertainment. We like the flashy shit,
But
you know.
but
But he was a silent
but what
assassin.
but what I'm saying is look at Tom Brady. He's a guy that do a lot of short passes, right? So he's not the most exciting football player, but no one calls him boring. You know what they call him? They call him a winner. They call him a champion. They call him the GOAT. So a lot of this
It's a
stuff,
different
to
sport,
me,
bro.
yeah, it's a
Hey,
different sport, but a lot of the stuff, to me, boxing is the one sport over all the other sport that is just so racially divided and motivated. Like Canelo
and
ain't
that's on purpose.
he doesn't go straight out and then try to blow guys out. He boxes. Canelo is a boxer first, but nobody gonna call Canelo boring. You get what I'm saying? He can do both, is what I'm saying. But
Facts.
it's
And
just
let me say this
I don't know.
another about suppressing fighters. Think about this. Why would they have Shakur and Herring fighting in Atlanta? It makes no sense at all.
We talked about
No
that,
sense
bro.
at all.
Word.
So if they get 6,000 fans, they're gonna call it a failure, right? But if they
Yep.
do it in the New York area, and you know what I
They'll
mean,
sell
they
it
get
out.
15, 16, it'll be a success. They purposely, it makes no sense to go to Atlanta.
But part of
Hank,
that was
that's Tank adopted
Shakur's
home.
fault. Part
That's
of
why
that
I'm gonna
was
make
Shakur's
sure I'm
fault
in a
because
building
his
ignorant.
performance in his last fight, the New York arenas didn't want him to take that fight. So part of that is
Nayka, I don't believe that, Nayka.
I'm telling you,
I
it
can't.
came from Herring's mouth in one of his
Guys
interviews.
have looked. Guys
It
have
came
looked
out of
like
Herring's
garbage.
mouth in one of his interviews.
I got
He
you.
said
I
that
got you.
New
But
York,
what
the Madison Square Garden didn't want to take that fight because of Shakur's last
listen,
performance.
I'm gonna say
Okay, well,
this.
you got the Prudential
Hold,
Center in Newark.
Crazy.
hold up. Let
You
me
got
let
We
me
got
say
the
this, Chat.
Barclays. We got the
Hold up a
Barclays.
second. Let me say this. Let me say this. I had seen Mayweather fought Victoriano Sosa, right? This was before Mayweather was a name like that. He beat Sosa in a very boring fight, people say. It didn't stop Las Vegas from having him the next fight. He wasn't no name. If Bob Aaron want to put that fight in Brooklyn, he 100% could. There's nothing
He could
stopping
put
him.
it. It's
He said New York.
many
Where?
places he could put it
Madison
in
Square
area.
Garden?
Well,
It don't
listen,
That's
belong
what
in
I'm
Atlanta.
saying.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
to
Yeah.
me, Herring versus Shakur Stevenson should be in Ohio. That's where the fight should be at.
It could be there too.
Chill,
I think
man.
the fight would do very well
Who's
in
from Ohio?
Cincinnati.
Herring,
I thought
adopted
Herring was
home
from
is
the
in
New York area.
Cincinnati. He is. I said his adopted
Herring is
home
from New
is in
York.
Cincinnati.
Herring's
Yes.
from New York, but his adopted home is Cincinnati.
His adopted home is in Cincinnati. He
And
fought. Remember when Herring fought for Al Heyman? Herring fought out of Cincinnati at that time, and he was trained by Mike Stafford and them guys. So his adopted home is in Cincinnati.
If you look at Ohio,
Okay.
Ohio does very well with boxing events.
That's
They
fair.
do very well.
And MMA
not
fights
even
too.
just mainstream ones. They do well with amateur events, local club
Nah,
fighters.
that's
Ohio always comes out to support boxing. But Bob Arum wouldn't know that because he's not paying attention to what the hell is going on. he just saw a
Well,
black
he's setting
fighter
them
do
up for
well in
failure if you ask
Atlanta.
me to go to
Nah,
So
we,
he's
Atlanta.
we
like,
got
well, let me
we got to
find
turn
black
it up,
fighters in
man.
Atlanta.
We got to pull up in Atlanta. We got to turn it out, man. That's just what it is.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if he had
That's
it
what
in
it
the New
is,
York
bro.
area, people wouldn't have to pull up. They would just have to drive, right? The majority of the
Yeah.
crowd.
That's it.
Let me
You know,
That's
let
it.
me tell you something,
take the
bro.
train.
Because of COVID, we all leaving New York, bro. We out of there, man. We all out. COVID done messed up my beautiful city, man.
Look, he can have
Done.
the locks come out. You know what I mean? He can have Jadakiss come out. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
it's a fact.
You know, it would do something. It would, you know what I mean? It would, with that resurgence of that real hip hop thing, it would do something. But doing it in Atlanta,
That's
it
fact.
just not. I don't see it. I think people
Those
need to
guys
start
don't translate to
talking to
Atlanta.
him.
But
Well,
you
I
know what's
heard.
funny to me about this fight being in Atlanta?
Uh-huh.
Shakur's manager is Jay Prince, who
Right?
supposedly runs Houston. How does he
Facts.
not have enough connections in Houston to where his
Talk about
fighters
it, bro.
are
Talk
not
about it.
selling out in Houston
Yep.
constantly?
Yep.
What is he
Talk about
doing?
it.
Like, what does this
You're
guy
right.
do?
That's a good question.
It's
Because he worried
Bob
about
Arum.
he
It's the
worried about
sabotaging play. I'm telling you.
he worried about getting keys back to the Rolls Royce and all that shit. Because it's big business and all that corny shit he talking about. Respect.
So the
Look,
goat, the
look at
goat.
that ignorant
You
comment Nike
see,
just
comment,
highlighted.
yeah.
That's
That's what
Look,
silly.
I was about to write it. It says Atlanta is the
Ju-
you
only
got an
place where black
idiot
fighters
that
can
thinks
feel.
That's
only a
don't
black
even
fighter
know.
only sells
Don't
in
know
Yeah,
Atlanta.
boxing.
no,
He
that's
don't know
wrong.
boxing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't know
Black
boxing.
fighter Tank just came back to Atlanta. Ain't been fighter in Atlanta in like 20 years. What is he talking about?
He crazy.
Damn.
Evander
Bro,
Holyfield, the last guy to sell out in Atlanta.
that's another
Evander
thing.
Holyfield.
DC, don't forget about DC. Fights be selling out.
DC definitely sell out
Barclays
all
sell
the
out.
time. Yep.
Well, they used to
Yep.
for the COVID, but Barclays used to
I
sell
mean,
out.
look, y'all. Hey, check this out. Robert Easter did about 15,000 in Toledo against
That's a
Richard
fact.
Comey a few years ago. Hey, look, Nike, I'm gonna tell you something. We forget about so many fights, and I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. You know what the problem is? Al Heyman don't talk. Al Heyman don't talk. That's the problem.
He
So
don't
he
need to tell.
can't. He can't. No, I know that. I'm talking about from this sense. He could tell you all the different great things that these guys been doing that went unnoticed. Robert Easter in Toledo, Ohio, got 15,000 people to fight Richard Comey. Richard Comey was gonna fight Lomachenko, and I bet you it'll be lucky to have 3,000 people there. Like I
Yo, man,
said,
never
man,
fought over.
Y'all know who
All
missed
of his
out
fights
on
be 2 and
Atlanta?
3,000.
Yeah, y'all know who missed
Loma.
out on Atlanta? Well, it ain't too late for them. But honestly, Wilder should be fighting in Atlanta. You got Birmingham
oh
not that far from Atlanta. Like
yeah, Hey,
that's
I
who
was
should
about to
be
say
fighting
that
in.
Birmingham was a big fight.
Yeah, Wilder need to be in Atlanta, man.
Listen,
He can come to Atlanta. Birmingham is
promoters
2.5 hours from Atlanta. That's it.
don't do enough for local fighters. You have Diego, who's that? Diego Pacheco. You got
Mhm.
Keyshawn Davis. A lot of these guys fought on the Maximum card. They're all from the DMV. They
Facts.
never fought in the DMV yet. Wow, that's
Right.
criminal. That's criminal to me.
Facts.
Like, that's just
Right.
people not knowing how to sell fighters. You know, like,
Hey,
to me,
Gary Russell either.
one of the most
Gary
lit
Russell
boxing
either.
events I've
No,
ever seen in my life.
that's why my question was to you guys. Do you feel like the fighters should take more of a responsibility of promoting themselves through social media
They
to get the
they gonna
Yes.
fans?
have to.
Well, when you
If they
say
want
through
more
social
money,
media, I think fighters should put out
Yeah.
more content, but I do not think that they should interact with these miserable boxing fans. Don't
Yeah,
interact
these
with them.
fans disrespectful,
Don't feed them
bro.
no
That's a
crumbs.
fact. That's a fact, man.
Nika. It's
Yes.
it's boxing media job to promote the sport. But what you see is them downing and clowning certain fighters based on their affiliation
And
to
guess
certain
what?
promoters.
And you don't see that in other sports. You
You
think
don't
Roger
see it.
Goodell would allow NFL writers to constantly talk shit about the
I believe
NFL?
it.
They won't get credentialed.
Most
Oh,
Adam Silver
they will
Most
would
get
not
fired.
credential them in the NBA.
to your
But
point.
the bar is so low to cover boxing that they still credential these people. And
Hey,
now
most
you
valid. To your
see
point. Look at Chris Mannix. He covers NBA and he covers boxing. In
And don't know
NBA,
shit.
he's not biased. In NBA, he's fair and objective. In boxing, he's straight biased and racist.
Yeah.
And don't give a fuck.
True. Because he's not going to be held accountable. It's like with ESPN, like not just Rachel Nichols, but let's just look at Stephen A, whoever. If you start talking some of that racist stuff, they'll get rid of you in other sports. In boxing, you could be as biased. Let me say this, man. And this is nothing necessarily against Dan Raphael. It's just facts. The guy is a race soldier, man.
Oh,
the guy, and it's sad because you would think that I've seen these guys. It'll be a title fight right here in the States with an Al Heyman fighter. They'll fly over to Eddie Hearn and watch a club show.
That's
and listen,
not Dan.
and
That's not Dan.
but
that's more Mike Coppinger than Dan Rayfield. To me,
Dan does that too.
Nah, I think Dan Rayfield is just a regular, straight, no nonsense news guy. I don't think he's one of these boxing media that we talking about. I think
he very well is.
You missed a lot
everybody
of
else. Ask what other people think.
He was married to Eddie Hearn for a minute.
See, boxing
and they all talk negative about Al Heyman.
See, boxing 101. I think he was responding to this guy right here. The one and only King P. If you're gonna promote yourself, what the fuck is the point of signing to a promoter? Ain't that a damn job?
Exactly.
And then Box Talk 101 said it would be difficult for me to promote a blank piece of paper. And I get that. Like, I feel like, the boxers don't have to come in, like, interact with all the fans. But I feel like when we know a boxer's personality, that's how we fall in love with them. And we want to see them win. So we want to see them fight, because we get to know them a little bit more through social media.
Yeah, but
Nayka, it's the promoter's business.
Look at this. ESPN, they love posting all these videos of Lomachenko playing Sudoku and playing with balls and juggling balls and shit. But how many boxing fans you think know that Terrence Crawford is an elite level wrestler? How many fans you think know that? Nobody.
And let me say this too, Nayka. You have to. The promoter works for the fighter. And let me say, Andre Ward, right? They say a blank sheet of paper. Andre Ward, okay, you could call him a blank sheet of paper, but how about this? He's was a Christian. He was a guy that was married to his high school sweetheart. See, in boxing, they'll call that a blank sheet of paper, but in other sports, they sell the guy as a wholesome guy. You get what I'm saying? They sell Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers had eight kids by his wife, so he's considered a great guy. You get what I'm saying? But that
boxing, doesn't generate money.
That's boring.
That's not exciting.
Right, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. In other sports, they promote guys that are just regular, everyday Joe. And that's how they promote them, as an everyday Joe. But in boxing, everything got to be, you got to be either Adrian Broner or you got to be Mayweather.
That's just
you got to be Zab Judah.
You either have to be a villain or a good guy.
But you don't have to be, though.
No,
but you don't, though.
In reality, that's what people want to see. They want to see the villain get beat up, and they want to see the good guy win. That's just how the story goes.
Look at the comment section. Look at the comment section, Nayka, and look how funny boxing fans are. So when I mention how ESPN be showing Lomachenko doing all this juggling balls and shit, the guy Mike from Boston says, because Loma's a beast. But then when I mentioned Terrence Crawford being an elite level wrestler, he said, what's wrestling got to do with boxing? Well, what the fuck does juggling balls have to do with boxing, you idiot?
There you go.
You're just proving my point right there. You're proving my point right there. What the fuck juggling balls and holding and playing Sudoku and tapping the wall got to do with boxing?
Bro, race soldiers, bro. Race soldiers.
You forgot his Lithuanian dancing, right? Not Lithuanian, Ukrainian dancing, right?
Right.
That had nothing to do with boxing.
Race. And here's another thing. What has Triple G ever did exciting?
Knockouts.
Well, he be knocking
No,
motherfuckers out.
no.
Yeah,
But look,
yeah.
it's been. Hold on a second though. I have seen knockout
Nayka.
artists on a level above Triple G, and they never get any type of. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it besides? Okay, he knocked out a lot of guys we didn't even know. That's the other thing. He knocked out a lot of European fighters that guys right now, if you go up there and look at his record, tell me the A-level fighters he was knocking out.
Well,
And I'll stop and
Wait,
wait.
but everybody said
His first
knockouts, right?
A-level
But
fighter
here's the
or
thing.
B-level
Right, that's
fighter.
what they
though.
said. They said knockouts, right?
That's what I
right,
said.
but didn't Terrence Crawford stop like his last 5 or 6 opponents?
But Julius,
Exactly.
you're forgetting
Yes.
one thing with Triple G. Triple
Uh-huh.
G rose to prominence in a time where HBO basically
Right.
banned PBC from the network. So
Absolutely.
they were looking to promote different fighters, which is
I
why
agree.
you saw the rise of popularity of Triple G and Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez.
Chocolatito. And look,
It's because HBO didn't have nobody left to promote
And-
because they kicked PBC out. And
bro,
went to ESPN.
I don't know your name, bro, but you speaking some facts. But I'm gonna add one more thing to this. Nayka, Chocolatito is a good
Chocolatito.
illustration of it. Let me say this: Chocolatito, whatever his name,
Man,
got knocked, slam out, man. Chocolatito, he got knocked out. He ain't no Tito. He ain't no Tito Trinidad. But look, the guy got knocked unconscious. He got knocked unconscious. And then a week later, people still had him in the pound for pound rankings, talking about all the great fights he's in. The guy got knocked unconscious and then beat up a second time. Like, come on, man.
Well, in defense,
Come on.
in defense
What
of
is this?
Chocolatito, in defense of Chocolatito, he's probably the best small fighter in the last 30 years. So
I don't even believe that, bro.
Well, because listen, the thing about Chocolatito is that we didn't even see the best of him because he didn't rise in popularity until we saw him on HBO. But if you go back and you study the lower weight classes and you see the fights, the fights that he's been in, remember he's like 50. He has like over 50 fights. Don't forget that.
But bro, do you remember Mark Too Sharp Johnson? You said the last 30 years. You remember Too Sharp, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Chocolatito is not on that level.
Chocolatito better.
Then Too Sharp Johnson?
Yes, Chocolatito is the best little fighter in the last 30 years.
Hey, we could debate that another day, bro. I would personally debate that with you.
Hey, put it on the verses, Nayka. Put it on the verses.
We could do that.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good.
That's a good one.
What
Yeah,
I tell
we
you,
can
Nayka,
debate that one.
When I tell you, Nayka, the graveyard got room for everybody. Put it on the verses. Put it on the verses.
I'm surprised
Put it on
nobody has brought up those like type of things to debate on there, like Chocolatito, like those kind of nobody. It's just been
that's good. Chocolatito against Too Sharp Johnson. But Nayka, here's the thing. In order to have somebody to judge me and him debating Chocolatito and Too Sharp Johnson, it's gonna have to be an old boxing head. You ain't gonna be able to get none of the new age people to do that.
Get J-Ro.
Yeah.
Oh my God, J-Ro is a Chocolatito fanatic. So
Get J-Ro and get Lord, Nayka.
Sorry.
I don't really. I really can't get up for the flyweight fighters. I think anything under 122. Yeah.
No, the only reason I brought him up though, checkmate. The only reason I brought Chocolatito up is because he got knocked out twice, and yet they were still putting him pound for pound. But Charlo had a draw against an Olympian in Castano, a guy that can really fight, and people act like Charlo lost the fight or that he should be ashamed of the draw. I don't get it.
It's propaganda, artificial anointing. It is what it is.
On my pound for pound list, so it is what it is.
Charlo is a pound for pound.
Like I said,
he has
these boxing fans. I don't even know why you get yourself worked up about these boxing fans and media. These guys don't move the needle. We're just in this little boxing Twitter bubble where we feel like these people are more important than they really are. They're not important at all. Don't pay them any mind. Don't feed the dogs.
That's my issue with people saying that what's his name? in a way, is number 2 or number 3 pound for pound. It's disgusting.
Well, I got
He
Inoue
just
number 1. I
unified.
got Inoue number
What?
1.
How now? Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's
I
get
got
it.
Inoue
Tell
number
me
1.
how
Why?
you got in a way number 1. Tell me.
Why?
Listen. You said yourself that you don't care about the flyweight fighters, so maybe you don't follow the divisions. You know,
Well,
Matthew,
And
Matt, Box Talk 101 wants to know, why do you have Inoue at number 1?
why what?
I gotta hear this,
Why do
please.
you
I
have
gotta hear
him
this.
I'll have a follow-up question after that when he's done.
Why do I have Inoue number 1?
After
Yeah.
he's done, I'm going in.
Because Inoue, since basically I want to say 2014, has been knocking out the top guys in each weight class that he's been in. You know, like we could talk about the smoke that he's missed, but every fighter has missed some smoke in some division if they're moving up in weight. But Inoue has made guys who look like world beaters against other fighters. Look, we got one this weekend. We got Emmanuel Rodriguez fighting this weekend up against Gary Antonio Russell, and we're all talking about how good a fight it's going to be. But Inoue smoked this dude. You know, we got Maloney going up against Josh Greer in what we think is going to be a good fight, a crossroads fight, a 50-50 fight. And Inoue smoked this dude. You know, even against Nonito Donaire, people like to talk about the broken orbital bone that Inoue had, but nobody seems to mention that the broken orbital bone happened in round 2. And Inoue fought 10 more rounds with a broken orbital bone and should have got the stoppage if not for the referee literally throwing his body in front of Inoue, you know? So Inoue's been knocking out these high-level dudes like it's nothing, and then they go on to look good against other fighters who we think are some of the best guys in the division. So you got to give Inoue credit for that. Now, how high can Inoue go? We'll see. Do I think he can dominate?
But number 1 though? Number 1?
Okay.
Yeah, I got him number 1.
Let me know when you're done so I can jump in.
So
yeah,
okay,
I'm done. I'm done.
Last question then. So if you got him at number 1, you can't have Nonito far behind. So you got Nonito cracking your top 10?
No.
Okay.
Why would Nonito crack my top 10?
Listen. In a way, you said Inoue is number 1, right?
Yeah.
You like his skill. I have no problem with people thinking, liking his skills. I have no problem with Inoue being in people's top 10 pound for pound, because if they say he's the king of the lightweight, king of the flyweights. But my point is this: he has never been a unified champion until he fought Nonito Donaire, who had lost 4 of his last 4 of 9 fights. Okay, so you keep saying these high-level fighters. Nobody's who's Maroney. These are not high-level fighters. I brought up every stat of every fighter he's ever fought. None of them has been considered high-level. Now, if you're going to climb all these weights, don't you think you should at least master one of those weight classes? Wait, let me finish. I did listen. Don't you think he should at least not only been unified, but why didn't he go for undisputed in any of those little teeny weight classes? You can't be great and you only got 1 belt up until 2 fights ago versus the Donaire who was 36 and lost 4 of his last 9 fights. That is not great, sir. You call him good. He is. Well, I did listen to you. That is not what you call great. That's what you call someone. I did listen to you. That is someone that you like. That's cool. Not a problem. But when you say he's number 1, man, I gotta go ahead and hang up the fucking phone on you. That's some bullshit. There's nothing that quantifies him as being number 1. You acting like all of a sudden, like for instance, Earl. Everybody considers Earl the number 1 welterweight, right? Earl has been fighting the top welterweight fighters. He's been clearing out the division of welterweight fighters. He's never ducked any of them, right? Then you got again Charlo. Charlo's clearing out the division. He went up against Castano, a pretty even fight, right?
I got Charlo high on my pound for pound list.
So how could you have Inoue above any of these guys? You got Josh Taylor, who's undisputed. How could you have Inoue above him? How could you have Inoue above Terrence Crawford? It doesn't make sense. I understand that you like him, but he's not. He doesn't have better skills than Tank Davis. You saying about the knockouts? Tank is knocking everybody out. The only guy he didn't knock out was a 6-rounder, and he knocked that guy down 4 times. Okay, and it's not just Tank's power; it's his skill.
You mentioned Tank Davis. Who does Tank Davis tell you that he looked to? He tell you he looks at anyway. Because listen, the fighters
I
know.
don't give a fuck. Listen,
ask the fighters.
But you're asking the fighters, but you're asking the fighters, but let me say this: you're asking the fighters. You know who they get their information from. You know who these people get their Twitter get their information. The media who is pushing this. It's impossible on any metrics for Inoue to be above the undisputed fighters. It's impossible. It's impossible for the flyweights to be above a welterweight. Who's number one?
Like anybody could become undisputed. To become undisputed, first of all, you need to have things set up your way politically. Inoue has never, ever, ever had anything set up him politically because he doesn't.
But you're making excuses of why he never dominated any of those lower classes.
Why he never unified. Now I'm going to educate you. You asked why he never unified. I'm going to educate you. Okay? The WBC has been playing keep away with Inoue for years. The only guy from the WBC that was willing to fight Inoue was Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. And that fight was set up, but then Chocolatito got knocked out by Rat King. You know, Inoue was on the undercard. Inoue was set up to fight Chocolatito next after Chocolatito beats Rungvisai, but Rungvisai beat him. It is what it is. These guys are
none of these guys are great that he beat, though. Have any of those guys that he beat, were any of them undisputed? Were any of them on pound for pounds, top of the list? Or any of them in anybody's household names that you know? No. Listen, I have no problem with you saying you think he's a good fighter. I have no problem with you feeling he's a great fighter. But there's no metrics that you can put him over Josh Taylor, who's ran the gauntlet. There's no metric that you could put him over Errol Spence, who's been running the gauntlet and clearing out the division. There's no metric that you even put him over over a lot of these fighters.
It just doesn't. Terrence Crawford. And I think it's
how can you put him over Errol Spence? Explain.
I put him over Errol Spence because they've both been doing the same thing, but Inoue's been doing it longer. You gotta follow the lower weight classes to understand he's been doing it longer.
You're not making any sense. You're not making any sense. He never unified until he fought Donaire 2 fights ago. You can't have, and then check this out. And then y'all guys like to say about this Reggie belt, right? He was rocking the WBA world title belt along with it. Nobody said anything about it. Tank has the WBA world, and he just got that. And all of a sudden, he's the king of the Reggies. Come on, man. Y'all can listen. In a way, it's okay. If he's the king of the flyweights, that's fine. He still doesn't crack the top 5. He still doesn't crack the top 6 because now all of a sudden you're discounting these fighters who have fought the best in their divisions.
Anybody, listen. I got Errol Spence number 3 on my pound for pound list. I do have him higher than most other publications have him. I respect a great deal of what Errol Spence is doing. I don't think there's a lot of separation between 1, 2, and 3. I just think that because Inoue has been doing it longer and he's been winning convincingly, like Inoue hasn't had a close fight ever.
Canelo broke his face. And it was a close fight. It could have been a draw. He's fighting people you don't even know, Maloney. He's fighting guys who have not even been considered great, but you guys want to put Tank down for showing greatness. Mike Tyson says Tank is the greatest fighter right now. What'd you say?
Do is fight the best guys in your division.
But you keep saying a division. He's in the flyweights. It's separation with a couple of pounds. He just now had a unification. Why you keep saying it? He fought Donaire at what 17, 18 fight. So you act like he's been there, his mainstay. He's been there forever. No, he didn't stick around those weights, and then he can just eat one less Snicker bar and lose weight and go back down and get those belts.
That's not true. Come on now.
I
Hey,
call
it sounds
I'll
funny.
add this.
better
It sounds
anyway.
funny. It sounds spicy,
Yeah.
but it's not true.
It's a
You
fact,
know,
bro.
like I think you guys need to look at who anyways beaten, what they do after they fight anyway, how close it is with all these guys against each other, but when they get in the ring with anyway, they get blown away.
Steve
No,
Fulton is the best fighter under 126 pounds.
Possibly,
Cool Boy Steph
Fact.
is the
possibly,
best
Fact.
fighter
but I'll be
under
honest with you.
126 pounds.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think Fulton is gonna beat Figueroa.
What?
I don't
Stop
think Fulton's
it.
gonna beat Figueroa.
We'll
He
see.
gonna beat he gonna beat what they
We'll
call Figueroa, the handsome
Yo.
guy
The
or whatever.
heartbreaker. The
The
heartbreaker.
heartbreaker,
he looked like one of those mannequins at J.C. Penney.
yeah.
He looked
Hey,
like
Nike,
one of
when
those.
when that fight get made,
But
make
listen,
sure the bets is
I
placed.
think Fulton beats Inoue. I think Fulton beats Inoue
Yo.
because Fulton is a great fighter, but he's also a lot bigger. Maybe Inoue's
Get the fuck
topping out
outta
at
here, Mike.
118. Let's not forget Inoue started at 108. So it's not out
He's
of the realm of
5'5".
possibility.
He can get higher.
So did Manny Pacquiao. So did
No,
Manny
You're making
Pacquiao.
excuses.
Listen,
Nobody in here
there's
agrees
only one
that Inoue is
Manny
number one
Pacquiao.
pound for pound, but you.
There's only
And you
one
still
Manny
haven't
Pacquiao.
quantified it. You still
There's
haven't
only one
quantified
Manny
how
Pacquiao.
Inoue is number one pound for pound when he's just unified against Donaire 2 fights ago. It doesn't make sense, my brother.
But let's be
Hey,
real
listen,
though, his
can't-
height
I
don't
it doesn't
matter.
make
I don't
sense.
only
My
look
nigga
at
say he
belts.
5'5", his height don't matter.
Listen, I don't only
His
look at
fight,
belts.
well, his
I also
his
look
height
at,
do matter because his frame can fill out.
I don't
Like,
only look at belts.
Nigga,
I
Manny
also
Robert
is
look at
5'5" and a
Robert
half.
Easter is
opponents.
taller than Mike Tyson, my nigga.
Yo,
Okay, it
on.
doesn't
To me,
matter.
size
It don't
don't
But his
matter.
frame could
Hey.
fill out. It doesn't matter.
All right.
Manny Pacquiao is 5'5". Manny Pacquiao started out at 108. Am I correct?
Hey, enough is enough.
All right. Okay. Ron Boy Fresh is in the building. He gotta say something. What do you want to say, Ron Boy?
Wait a minute. So
Oh,
y'all gonna
let's
hate
go
on
with the BW Parkway hate. What's up, Ron? What's going on, Mr. BW Parkway hate?
So what does pound for pound mean? What does pound for pound mean?
Yo, salute, y'all. I think I
My
put a stream. I
definition
gotta stop.
of pound for pound is a fighter who displays the skills that if they were evenly matched, that they would
Yes.
win the fight. That's
Evenly
my
sized.
definition of pound for pound.
Okay. And so you know what the definition of pound for pound is? A motherfucker that goes weight class to weight class and prove that he's the best. NUR has 2 lineal titles. He got real world championships in each.
Get the fuck up
of
out of here with that
those
lineal
real
bullshit. But go ahead.
IBF, bro. Like I'm giving you facts and you upset. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk facts, or you gonna go with your opinion. The fact is he is lineal. The fact is he's on his 3rd weight class. The fact is he unified before the age of 27. That's another fact. Your fat boy ain't even unified yet, and he been a champion since 22, 21 years old. And you sitting here capping for a motherfucker that only fight Reggies. Fuck out of here.
And you're capping for
Anyway,
a Japanese fighter who ain't fought no
I don't
quality
care.
fighter.
I
His
don't- 'cause
best
I'm
fighter.
rich.
Who is the best fighter
Just
on
because
Inoue's
you don't watch-
resume?
Donaire is better than
I've seen
every
who
fighter
is the best fighter on his resume.
Donaire
Who is the best
better than
fighter on
every-
Inoue's resume?
Okay, Donaire is better than every fighter on Fat Boy resume. Fact.
A prime Donaire.
Donaire's
Right.
38,
A
38.
prime Donaire.
And
Donaire.
Gamboa is the best resume on Tank Davis resume, and he ain't prime. So what's your point? You don't know shit.
Santa
Get the fuck
Cruz.
out of here.
Santa Cruz probably the best.
No, he not. Santa Cruz came up from 126.
No, you said who was the best at the time that he beat him. That's what I'm saying. Santa Cruz was the best at that time.
Santa Cruz is a 126 pounder who ran back to one. He's a one. He gave him a
hold up a
130
second.
and ran back to
Bro,
Stop it.
I'm gonna stop, Ronnie Boy
Stop
Fresh,
it.
because you ain't getting what I'm
Stop
saying.
it.
So go ahead.
Y'all sitting here hating on NUR. That shit is crazy. A pound for pound. He
It's
is the
not
epitome
hating
of
on
pound
no,
for
I
pound.
never said
Yeah,
he was
it
a
is.
bad
He
fighter.
is the
I'm
epitome of
I'm
pound for
questioning your
pound.
judgment and calling him a top 5 or top
He
pound for
is.
pound
He
over
is.
these fighters
He
who've
is.
earned it.
Well, tell
There's
tell
Still
me
say he
nothing
don't
tell
keep up
unique
with the
about
tell
his
me
flyweight.
skill
tell
So
me
he
set to
five
good.
other
say, well,
fighters
he
he got.
could beat
Tell me
these
five other.
particular fighters.
Tell me five other
Now
fighters
you
that went
said
from
now
3 weight
you
classes
said
already
Donaire is
before
his
the age of
best
26.
win, right?
Name me five. I'm sitting here asking you a question. Name me 5 fighters that went through 3 weight classes before the age of 26 boxing right now. Name one.
10 pounds though, Ronnie boy.
I don't
10
care.
pounds.
We
Okay,
talking
It's 3 divisions,
Tank
but
holds
10
3
pounds.
weight classes at the same time, sir. 3 back to back to back. 3
He
weight
is
classes at
fighting
the
for
same time.
Reggie
130,
Belts.
135,
He's
and 140,
fighting
sir.
for Reggie
He beat
Belts.
a 5'10"
is fighting
Barrio,
for
sir.
real belts. He's fighting for
What do you,
real
in a way,
belts.
was just holding the. Didn't I just destroy you on Twitter about this, sir?
You didn't.
Didn't I
You
just
got
bury
bodied.
you in the
Oh, you
mud?
tripping.
Didn't I
You
just
got bodied.
didn't I just put a tombstone on you,
Then you
sir?
had the
I
IBF.
just put a
Then you
tombstone.
had an
Rest in
IBF.
peace, my brother. You can't
Bro,
listen.
you don't know shit, bro. Like you sitting here capping and don't know what you're talking about. You sitting here trying to
You
cap
talking
for a
about the
fucking
regular
Reggie
belt.
champion.
Listen, let me say this. Let me and I'll,
You
and
don't know what you're
I'll let you
talking
have the mic.
about.
I'll let you have the mic. I'll let you
The
have the
NUR
mic. Let
have
me
an
say this,
IBF.
sir.
The NUR have an IBF or not?
I don't. Are you gonna let me get it out? You keep
Exactly.
asking me
You don't
questions
know
without
because
letting
you
me say
don't
my
know.
Well,
statement.
can we
Fuck
get
out
back
of
to
here.
the boxing talk? Let's not make it a
Yes.
personal one-on-one.
Yes.
Let's actually get to
Nika,
the
Yeah, he
boxing
wanna.
ask
talk.
another question, Nika.
No, I just wanted to say this about the Reggie belts, the WBA world that
You
y'all keep
stuttering,
clowning.
homie. You
In
stuttering, Slim. You stuttering. Slow down.
2018, Inouye had the belt. In 2018, Canelo had that belt. In 2018,
And it was still trash.
what's in 2018, Pacquiao had that belt. So
And
all
it
of
was
these
still
great
trash.
fighters that y'all say great fighters had these belts, all of a sudden when Tank had it is nothing. It doesn't
Where's
make any sense.
and
And you
you
know
know
But
and you
what?
know the
When
checkmate,
difference?
you
And you know what
checkmate,
the
posted,
difference
you
is?
checkmate.
posted about
And you know
Canelo.
what
You
the
said,
difference is?
"Oh, I see
Okay.
the chess
And you know
move.
what the difference
I see
is?
the
Let
bigger
me tell you the
fist that,
difference.
that they
Let
trying to
me tell
get
you the
through
difference.
with
Let
him
me tell you the
getting with
difference right
Canelo
here.
getting the
So
Reggie belt.
after he
You
got his
can't
Reggie
have it
belt,
both ways,
Hold on,
my brother.
no,
All
let
right,
me tell you the
let him
difference
hold on,
right
answer.
here.
You can't
Okay,
have it
let me
both
tell you the
ways.
difference.
hold
Can
on.
I tell you a
Checkmate. Can I
factual
ask you a
difference?
question?
Nika,
Checkmate,
Let me
Let
tell
him
you a
answer.
checkmate,
factual
Let him
difference.
answer.
come on, Nika. Ask
Okay,
another
let me
question.
tell you a
checkmate.
factual
Let me
difference.
ask you a
Let me tell
question.
you the
Checkmate.
factual difference.
Let me ask you a
Okay,
question.
after they got
Checkmate. Have
that
you
Reggie,
seen?
didn't they go get a real champion? Didn't they go get the real belt? Yes.
Well,
After
no,
they,
they
yeah,
didn't. No, they didn't.
yes, they
They
did.
got elevated. Come on, let's be real
No,
about
No,
let's
I
be
said
real
they
no.
went to
about
go get
boxing
a real
politics.
belt.
Pacquiao fought Broner. Pacquiao defended his Reggie belt against Broner.
Once
Pacquiao, it
again,
was
so
two fights later. No, Canelo 3 fights later. Canelo won the
once
Super 3
again,
fights
and
after
it's
he had
still
won
trash. The
against
Reggie belt
Rocky Fielder.
always
You
been
can't have
trash.
it both ways,
You
sir.
see,
Listen,
I'm not
I
having
put
it
the
both ways. I'm
tombstone
sitting here
on you,
telling you the
sir.
Reggie belt always been trash. It's always been trash.
But
It's been
checkmate,
trash ever since Roy got
checkmate.
the
Let me ask
real
you a
super.
question. Have you seen my
Yes,
pound
sir.
for pound list? Checkmate.
No, I haven't seen it.
Well, I have taken my pound for pound list. So you argue with the wrong people. I just think anyway. I think right now anyway has the better resume. That's just my opinion. I
But
still have
And
taken
you all got real
pound
belts.
for pound.
but
Well, you talk about real belts. I'm talking about competition though.
And he
Because
got
I
So
look
lineal
at it
yeah,
this
with
way.
Fat Boy
I got a
so
Lineal
question.
A. With Fat Boy Lineal
Yeah,
A.
go ahead, Nika.
Listen, I look at it this way. I give
Tank don't have a
There's
real
two
belt
mini
right
belts,
now.
right? Do y'all
Where's
own
his
Tank
two
don't have a
lineal?
mini
real
belts?
belt.
Where's his lineal? Where's his lineal?
Why you when would he
0.
the only time somebody ever talked about lineal is with Tyson Fury.
I
Stop,
can't put
come on,
anybody on mute, bro.
you guys are jumping out the window to try to validate a point that can't be validated.
All right, so
You
we're
you
gonna
you
take that
sitting
in.
here
I'm gonna mute
knocking a motherfucker
everybody.
for having real belts and trying to promote a motherfucker with Reggie belts. Come on,
Okay.
stop.
All right, so I'm muting everybody. Let's go to the next subject because ooh, y'all just talking to each other. Nobody can hear y'all do points y'all making. So
I listen to people, they just like to talk over me, Nika.
I don't. You don't let anybody talk over you. Checkmate. Get out of here.
Yeah, checkmate, man. You should not be talking boxing, bro. Really. If you don't have a new way like up there, like really third best fighter in the world, then something
Oh,
wrong.
Mike, will you shut the fuck up? I
Hey,
done buried your dick in the dirt many a times about your whack ass statements on box. Stop it, Mike. I didn't say you can't put Inouye above. You cannot put Inouye above
He hurt.
undisputed
Man, wow.
He
fighters.
hurt.
Why the
You're giving me
disrespect,
your
man?
opinion,
Why the
and your
disrespect,
opinion is not
checkmate?
valid considering the fact that you putting him
Let me know
above
when you
people
finish.
who have run the gauntlet.
Let me know when
Are
you
you
Checkmate.
saying
finish.
in a ways?
Why the
Are you saying
disrespect
in a
though,
way?
man? Let him
Are
Let
you
me
talk.
know
saying
Let him
when
in a
you
talk.
finish.
ways
Yeah, you see,
competition is better than
Let me
Josh
know when you
Taylor's?
finish.
say what you have to say, Mike. Y'all can't talk over each other. Nobody can hear y'all. And
I was
you're
talking to
screaming.
you.
Okay,
You're
but you've always
screaming.
you
Yeah,
mean
because I
No,
got
what
my
I'm trying to. I'm
headphones
asking Mike. Mike, are you saying
You ain't gotta
Aaron is
ask
better
me.
than Josh
I
Taylor's?
was making a statement. When I finish my statement,
I'm
then you
asking
can
you a
ask me
question.
something. When
You
I
nigga,
finish
you
my
told me I can't
statement,
talk boxing
then you
because
can
I didn't
ask me
have
something.
Inouye in the top 5, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? You're
Let
giving
me
me
know when
your
you finish.
opinion, but you're not stating
Let me
facts.
know
I
when you
asked you a
Hey,
finish.
why
question
this nigga
again.
sound
Let me ask you a
hysterical,
question,
man?
Mike. Let me ask you a question, Mike.
You
Is
can't
in a
ask me a
ways
question when I
a
finish my
competition better than Josh Taylor?
Who
and
brought
then
up
let
Josh
him
Taylor?
answer. Checkmate. I'm muting you
Who brought
and
up Josh
stay mute
Taylor?
until you finish.
Who brought up Josh Taylor? Anybody? Who brought up Josh Taylor? Me? No. I brought up a
Most
new.
balanced said he got him in number one. Where do you have him? Where do you have him? Where do you rank him on the top pound for pound,
Can I
top 10?
finish? Can
Where
I
do you
finish
rank
my
him, Mike?
statement? Can I finish
Yeah,
talking?
but I'm trying. Since you didn't say Josh
Let him
Taylor, I'm trying
answer.
to move to the
Checkmate.
next.
Let
Please
him
tell me
answer.
where you
Checkmate.
rank him, and then I can go ahead and ask the question, sir. Go ahead, Mike.
Is this
Because
guy gave
you
me
asking a question, but you won't let him answer.
is
Checkmate.
this
Let him
checkmate
answer.
red cup or some
Go ahead,
episode 3? I
Mike.
don't know.
Go ahead
I
and
don't know
talk,
what's
and
going
let
on.
him talk. Checkmate, because he's
Anyway, like I
literally
was saying,
answering a
bro,
question, asking him a question, and then you talking over him. Let him answer.
that's
Go
what
ahead,
children
Mike.
do when they get hurt. You know what I'm saying? They lash out. Let them be a child. But anyway, a new way resume from 108 or 112, wherever he started to where he's at now. He's unified multiple divisions, got into the World Boxing
He
Super
only
Series.
unified once. Shut the fuck up. He unified one time against.
Is
Checkmate.
this
You can't
nigga
do that.
okay? What the fuck?
No,
He hurt y'all.
Carry on.
no,
That's
you're
what children
losing
do when
it.
they hurt, man.
Checkmate.
That's what
Checkmate. You're
kids do,
losing
man.
it.
He can't
Yo,
have
what
a
was that
I'm
about?
going back and forth.
He
No,
unified once. You're disqualified, Mike.
no.
Yo,
Checkmate.
Nika, come on now.
Hey, get
He
him
can't
out
have
of here,
that.
dog. He having a connection,
He
Checkmate. You
dog.
can't
have
Get
to
have
him the
that.
fuck
chill.
up out of here, dog. Let him
Checkmate.
settle
Checkmate.
down something.
I got you
His
backstage. Checkmate. You have to
he
chill,
he
yo.
tried
Yeah,
he
we
tried his
can't have
hard to
that.
go
Come
with
on
these
now.
opinions,
No,
but the fact is,
I have you backstage. Checkmate.
What the hell was
Checkmate. I
that?
have you backstage for a convo.
I have no deal. But anyway, a new way went up. World Boxing Super Series. Fought
Checkmate.
Nonito
You lost
Donaire,
it.
who Donaire gave him a great fight. But if it wasn't for that referee, I think a new way would have stopped him. The
exactly.
kind of blocked him because a new way hit him with a body shot, and he was like, hold on. But anyway, then we see Donaire at the age of 38 go out and beat what's the dude's name for the WBC or whatever.
Ubali.
Beat the shit out that boy. So that win right there looked better for a new way, and hopefully
Exactly.
go there in a new way too. That'd be a great fight, but not to have a new way in the top 3, top 4. I think is irresponsible.
And this is where we separate the differences. If they was on NUR level, if Josh Taylor, and I respect Josh, but we talking about pound for pound, right? Mean pound for pound, correct? If motherfuckers was on NUR level, Josh Taylor would be at 154 with a belt right now, a real belt.
I think
Give him
Checkmate
time.
logged off. I think Checkmate logged off. He was screaming over back and losing. It's using it.
Lost.
All right, Nika.
Hey,
I gotta
hey,
go to the
Nika,
bar,
I thought you,
Nika. Thank
Nika,
you
you
for
can go
having me,
ahead and ask
Nika. I
something else.
appreciate you.
Okay. I was trying to talk to Checkmate. I think he logged off. Yo, I tried to put him on timeout, but then he just logged off. Checkmate, you could get back on, but you
Checkmate need
gotta
to look at
chill.
more boxing, man. He need to
R.I.P.
really
No,
look at
okay,
Checkmate.
more
but
boxing.
I
Like
want
it's
Checkmate to come
ridiculous.
back in,
He
but I want
can't be a
Checkmate to chill,
fanboy.
okay?
Like if we
There
being
is no
We
way
want to
he's
hear
looking at a
everybody.
boxing.
We
real,
want to
who
hear
about
everybody,
to
okay?
beat, man? Like he be the old ass young boy with a fucking Achilles injury, or
And went
Aaliyah,
it went 12 with him.
or Aaliyah Santa Cruz.
Hold on.
Let me finish. Give me 30 seconds, please, and then I'm done. Or Lil Santa Cruz will move up from 126, or Mario Barrios with a fucking fake title. If you really was that guy, why not go up and fight Regis Prograis? Or how about you give revenge for your boy Malik Hawkins and fight Supreme
Yeah,
Matias?
they don't want to see
You know
the
what I'm
Supreme
saying?
Matias.
Or stay at 130 and fight Chris Colbert. Or
But hold up, hey Mike,
Russell.
real quick.
Or at
Why
135.
aren't they putting pressure on? This is what I don't understand. Why aren't all the Fat Boy fans putting pressure for him to go get these fights? They not even putting pressure on him to go get them. They okay with him collecting these easy ass W's, knocking these motherfuckers out, just being tailor-made to be knocked out. How you capping for a motherfucker who handlers tell you we not interested in fighting real fighters? We only interested in giving an attraction to people to get motherfuckers knocked out.
Listen, Mike, I gotta call you out a little bit. I gotta treat you the same way I treat people that mentioned the thing with Donaire anyway. You cannot mention Tank fighting Gamboa on one leg until you mention how Gamboa got injured. He got injured because Tank cracked the shit out of him and his leg went from under him. That's how he got injured. It's not like he went into the fight injured. Tank injured him with a punch. You know?
And what happened? So what's the problem with him having a killer instinct and letting that fight go all the way to 12 with a motherfucker with one wheel, a 40-year-old Cuban with one wheel went 12?
At the end of the day,
listen.
At the end of the day,
if he had that one wheel, then Tank would have knocked him down 10 times, right?
Lose a round. He didn't lose a round, and he got the stoppage. That's all that matters.
Tank dominated. Tank dominated him. He landed 13%.
We agree he dominated. He should have dominated.
He landed. So it wasn't even a close fight. Listen, Tank didn't train for that fight. Tank was. He had a lot of things going on. He only went for the knockout. It was his. Let me finish. He only went for the knockout. He wasn't disciplined. Only thing he was doing was trying to knock him out. It wasn't a great performance from Tank, but he dominated. He did better than what Devin Haney did against him. The numbers show. He did better with Terrence Crawford. I'm not done yet, sir. I'm not. See, Nayka. When I talk and they talk over me, you don't say nothing. But when I talk over them, because they go ahead,
yelling over them.
Okay, come on. You know I love you, Nayka. Listen. I only. Listen, Mike blew my gasket when he said Inoue had multiple unifications in multiple weight classes, and that was a lie. Okay, Mike. See, listen. Most valid. When I didn't agree with you, I didn't insult you. Am I correct? Where's my boy from DMV? When I didn't agree with you, I didn't insult you. Mike said, "Oh, you don't need to be talking. You don't need to be talking boxing if you don't have to." No, you have your opinion. Only thing I'm doing is stating the facts. No, Inoue has not fought great fighters. None of these fighters Inoue has fought has ever been mentioned in anybody's top pound for pound. None of these fighters have.
We just said no.
Can I finish? Listen. Am I talking, Mike? Nayka.
Let him. I'm gonna mute people. Chill.
Okay. Now, first of all, when he fought Donaire had lost 4 of his last 9 fights. Okay, that's not great, sir. Donaire is at the end of his wheel. He did not fight Donaire in his prime. Stop it. Okay. When Tank fought Gamboa had only had 2 losses. He lost to Terrence Crawford, in which he buckled Terrence Crawford and gave him the stingy legs, and then he lost when he came off that long layoff, or whatever the case may be. So it's not like Tank didn't fight a fighter, and what y'all like to go ahead and talk about these Olympians. He was a gold medalist, right? So you guys like to pick and choose. You talk about the Reggie belts, but you don't talk about the fact that, again, Inoue had that same Reggie belt and actually defended it 3 times.
They traded it in for
IBF, right? I'm gonna let them respond to you. Checkmate.
What belt did he trade that Reggie in for?
First off, when he said that Donaire lost 4.
So let me let Mike go. Go ahead, Mike.
He lost 4 out of his last fast fight going into the Inoue fight. That's a lie because he was in the World Boxing Super Series. So you can't lose.
WBBS. He was done in the WBS.
You can't lose 4 fights and be in the World Boxing Super Series because it is a fucking tournament, dog. You do know it's a tournament. So that's a lie.
He don't know that. He don't.
And he also said something else that was a fucking lie too. I can't even fucking remember. Before that, he said something. Shit.
Let me just go real quick. Where is Fat Boy real belt at 135 at? Is y'all pushing him to go fight Teofimo or nah? Or is y'all pushing him to fight Haney or nah? I'm asking the Fat Boy fans.
And when he say Fat Boy, he's talking about Tank. For those,
everybody know who I'm talking about. So y'all pushing for him to fight Teofimo or Haney next? What y'all gonna do?
They cool with fucking
Nah, I'm asking the Fat Boy fans. Let them answer, Mike, real quick.
They cool with somebody else, but I'm telling you, they don't care.
All right,
135 fights does Tank have?
How
many fights? 135 fights does Tank have?
maybe one.
I asked you a question. It don't matter. Is he
I
fighting a
am,
Teofimo?
but I'm answering by you answering me. So he has one fight at 135, right? How many fights the Tank has at 140? He has one fight at 140, right? But you guys are crying about because he just won these particular regular belts. When he fights another 135, then you got something to say. But I'm answering your question, sir. You asked me a question.
You trying to avoid.
I answered my own questions because you refused to answer them. I said he has one fight at 135. That's Gamboa. He has one fight at 140. That's Barrios. Okay. So when his next fight comes, whether it's at 130 or 135, then guess what? Then what are you going to say? You're complaining about.
That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you.
That has nothing to do
with Fat Boy fans pushing for him to fight Haney or Teofimo at 135. Yes or no?
That's it.
That's all I asked you. You going through all of this whole fucking circle about how many fights? I asked you one simple question. Are y'all pushing for him to fight Haney and Teofimo next?
I definitely want him to fight Teofimo.
Are you pushing for it?
I want him to fight Teofimo, absolutely, because he's going to knock Teofimo out.
Cool. He answered that one. That's cool. Appreciate it.
He's going to knock Teofimo out. I absolutely want him to. Let me ask you, why don't you think I want to see Tank greatness rise?
Bro, you getting too hostile, Slim, with your over opinion.
Do I sound hostile?
Yes, you do. You actually do.
Fresh, real quick.
Yeah.
Well, that's not my intention. Let me bring it down.
He lied about Nonito never being pound for pound. Like when he fought,
I know he lied about that. I said that.
I never said that. Was Nonito pound for pound when he fought him? Yes or no?
You said he never.
You said he's never fought
pound for pound when he fought. He was over the hill when he fought him. I said he fought. He lost 4 of 9 fights. Mike, don't lie on me, Mike. Don't lie on me, sir. I'm a very honest guy.
Lying.
Oh,
don't lie on me, sir.
Saying that you said.
I said who was his best fighter? Donaire. Donaire had lost 4 of his last 9 fights when he fought him. That doesn't make he wasn't a pound for pound fighter when he fought him. McBride beat Mike Tyson. Does that make him great? Jeff Horn beat Pacquiao. Does that make him great?
Make him better than a lot. Better than most.
Oh man,
Donaire was on the pound for pound list. Donaire has been on the pound for pound list higher than any boxer that Fat Boy fought.
Hey, Nayka, can I make a comment?
Yes, go ahead. Let Julius get in and say his piece.
I'm gonna say this. I'm a fan of both of the guys. All right, and to me, being honest, I don't have to diss the Japanese fighter to uplift Tank Davis, and I don't have to diss Tank Davis to uplift the Japanese guy because those two will never fight. So it doesn't matter who gonna go here or there. I want to see Tank Davis fight all those guys. I'm a Tank Davis fan, and I would love to see my man from Japan move up to 22 because to me, the best, one of the best divisions I believe in boxing is the junior featherweight. I think they're equal, and I want to see him fight because to me, Cool Boy Steph is the best fighter under 126. Not by resume, but by the eye test, which I judge my eye test because I thought that Bud and Earl years ago was the top at 47, right before Floyd had retired. But so I didn't do it off resume because nobody got a greater resume than Mayweather. But guess what, though? But the eye test told me that those guys can compete with him. And I'm telling you, at 22, I would love to see my man fight Danny Roman.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Julius, let me ask you one question. Yeah. If you had to put your life on it, which one will fight for a real belt first next? When you or Fat Boy, you will put your money on.
Hey, yo, what's up with your hate for Tank's greatness?
Let me say this, Ronnie boy. I'm gonna say this, Ronnie boy, fresh. Me personally, I don't care about titles. I want to see whoever is the best because sometimes title and the best don't go hand in hand. You get what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Because Teofimo could get stripped tomorrow, but he's still the best at 35. So that's my way. So I want to see Tank fight Lopez. I want to see him fight Haney. I want to see him fight Regis. I actually think that Tank will knock Regis out. That's my opinion. Because Regis run into shots. That's my opinion. Regis runs into shots.
I think
Julius,
Fat Boy-
I agree with you,
Fat Boy
right?
beat
My
Keith
thing
Thurman.
about this, right, is wait, let me get this. Let me get 10 seconds. My thing about this is y'all. They say this about but they don't give Tank. Haney, who is he fought? Who is Teofimo? Take Loma out the situation. Who are all these guys at 30 and 35 fighting? You question Tank's resume, but you never question theirs. You can go.
I didn't question his resume. I'm sitting here asking how come he don't fight the real champions.
But he is a real champion. But he just moved up to 135 and 140. He's only fought 135 once. He's only fought 140 once. He's been 130 champion since 2017. So I don't get your hate for him, my brother. Now let me say this. Let me clear this out. I do not hate in a way. I just said it's impossible to quantify him as a top 5 pound for pound. No one ever heard me say I hate in a way. I just said it's impossible to put him above all these other fighters and make him top 5.
In my
opinion, is it that
how
hate?
many lineal straps do NUI have?
Stop talking about this lineal bullshit, man. It's not making sense talking about. Nobody talks about lineal, sir. Stop it.
Hold on, let me say this, Ronnie.
Jeff Horn was lineal.
Let me say this.
Jeff Horn was never lineal.
All right, but let me say.
I feel like we should change the subject because y'all like.
Yeah, we can.
Beating this dead horse.
Anyway.
And y'all
I actually think that NUA should be based on pound for pound by how dominant he is. In my opinion, the guys that he fought, if they're not top level, you should dominate them. So I got NUA in my pound for pound list based upon dominance at his weight division, not necessarily fighting all the champions. Because to be honest with you, Ronnie boy, to me, and I'm just speaking on me, the titles do not, the fighters make the belts. The belts, the WBA, look at how corrupt they are. We gonna actually legitimize a title from them? They got a racist up here judging a fight? You get what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be legitimate with.
All right, so I'm gonna ask everybody a question, and I'm gonna give y'all 30 seconds to a minute to answer it, and nobody interrupt, okay? Because I can't hear everybody. Everybody's yelling over each other. I want to know. So, Box, I'm gonna go down the list. So, Box, talk. You gonna get your turn soon.
I got one statement.
Okay.
When it comes to Devin Haney, people are actively ducking Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia.
Nope.
Ryan Garcia had an interim title and didn't fight him. He was next up. What you mean, no?
Because there's more than that. There's more than just that.
What's more? Tell me.
The contracts.
You are a mandatory. You get slotted into a percentage. There should be no issue with the contract. We know what the is.
There is if a contract is issued.
What you mean?
If Devin's team issued a contract and then they didn't like it, they could turn it down. Yes or no?
But do you want to turn down the possibility of being a champion?
But,
or do you
yeah,
want do you want to pay a sectioning fee for a fake bill and defend it against Luke Campbell?
I think a lot of these guys, that's why even if they think they'll win, if the money's not right, they'll turn it down. Because then what's going to happen for their next fight? People will know that they're willing to take less money than what they're actually worth. At the end of the day, it's still a business.
Didn't Floyd tell y'all in order to be great, sometimes you got to take the less at the beginning of your career? Oscar De La Hoya?
None of these guys are in the beginning of their career.
I know Devin is not Oscar De La Hoya, but it's a chance for Ryan Garcia to be a legitimate champion.
I agree.
And beat a legitimate opponent, just like JoJo did.
Mike. Oscar ain't stupid. They know Ryan Garcia can't beat no goddamn Haney. They need to protect that boy as long as they can. They got these. Why is it that Golden Boy got all these motherfuckers in mandatory spots and they refuse to do it? They're not going to do it. It's not primed and ready for them to do it. Look at Jaime. Nobody is on highly ass for ducking a mandatory twice.
Yeah.
They protecting boxers, bro. They know goddamn well. They know goddamn well Haney will devalue Ryan Garcia.
I think Golden Boy is the best at that, at protecting their guys.
The only one that they gonna let the leash off, they finally about to let the leash off for Virgil Ortiz after he beat Kavalauskas.
You think he's gonna beat him?
That's gonna be a tough fight, bro.
That's gonna be a tough fight.
That's gonna be a tough fight, bro.
I want to ask this question and go down the line. I want to ask this question
gonna
and
stop
go
him.
down the
He gonna
line.
stop him.
And give everybody 30 seconds to answer it so everybody could get their thing. So I'm gonna start with Box Talk 101. What is your definition of pound for pound?
My definition of pound for pound is comparing the, well, obviously you got to consider the resume, right? Who they fought, but also comparing these guys, whoever the fighter is, comparing them to the rest of the guys in their weight class, and how far is that gap between the number one guy and everybody else? Because that tells me a lot about where these guys are. If you're really, really close to the number two guy, if the number one guy and the number two guy in the division are like super, super close, then you can't have one on your pound for pound list and like on your top 10, especially not at number one, and have the number two guy in that division not even on the list. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. All right. Next, same question, Mike. What's your definition of a pound for pound?
Simple. A guy who moves up multiple weight classes and his skills translate to the other weight class where he becomes a champion at, like Terrence Crawford, at 135, 140, 147. That is the definition of pound for pound. I would say Canelo too, but we all know Canelo got a little history, behind him that we have questions about his legitimacy at, being number one. I got him number two personally on my list, and real quick, I got Igor Kavalauskas beating Ortiz this weekend.
Yeah, you did say that.
All right, checkmate. What's your definition of pound for pound?
My definition of pound for pound is based on if you were compared to any fighter at any weight, if y'all were evenly matched, would you win? And so to me, it's more about skills. Accolades, you count in accolades, but too many people are grandfathering accolades from years and years and years ago, but yet they don't have Manny Pacquiao in the top pound for pound, even though he got the most legendary resume right now out. So to me, it's about your skill sets plus the accolades. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Julius.
Yeah, I'm sort of close with checkmate on that. And I feel that it's how you would compete against whomever if all things were equal. Because if you're a heavyweight, you can't move up weight classes. You're just a heavyweight. So that would eliminate heavyweights if you only did it because you moved up 5 weight classes. So to me, it's what you would do against another fighter, and then you add in dominance, you add in skill level, competition at the time you fought him. Competition at the time you fought him. So if you beat a 51-year-old Mayweather, that does not consider you a pound for pound guy. So that's what I'm saying. That's my opinion.
One question: Can all
I agree 100%.
Can all things be equal if one guy started at a smaller division and the other guy may be a natural super middleweight? All right,
you asking me, right? I'm gonna answer it for you.
Started at 108.
But hold, I'm gonna answer it for him because you're right about Manny. But this is all pound for pound really doesn't exist. Pound for pound is just an opinion. It's an opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's a straight opinion. It's really no right or wrong answer. It's just an opinion. So you can move up 8 weight classes. Does that make you greater than a guy that is the best heavyweight? It doesn't always add up. That's my opinion.
All right, Ron Boy Fresh, what's your definition of pound for pound?
Mine's is all the above what everybody said, but you gotta have the accomplishments and the accolades to go along with it. And it's gotta be it's gotta be pretty much a consensus amongst the people who actually follow boxing, who actually see fights in certain areas, not just stagnant in the United States. Because us Americans think everything revolves around here, and you know how that shit go. But at the end of the day, man, it comes down to the eye test, accomplishments, and achievements.
All right. Social scientists, you there? What's your definition of pound for pound?
Yeah, I would say if everybody was the same natural weight, then who would win the fight? Now, however you determine what the pound for pound is, whether you go by accomplishments, I think that should matter. But if everybody was the same natural weight, to Mike's point, because he asked, well, like, what if they fighting in the same weight class, but one started out really low, then they not the same natural weight. So I go with if they were the same natural weight, who would win the fight. So.
Oh, and my bad.
That's how I determine.
My bad. I also wanted to add that whoever go pound to pound to pound, also they get special. They pretty much get extra credit because they're going pound for pound instead of these career motherfuckers in the same.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Cause like it's rare that I'm gonna have somebody in my pound for pound list who only done fought in one weight class unless they.
What if it was Muhammad Ali? What if it was Muhammad Ali? Just a simple question. What if it was Muhammad Ali?
Well, the pound for pound really wasn't designed for heavyweight, so that's a horrible comparison.
Well, pound for pound is an opinion. So a pound for pound is, you said pound for pound is like the best fighter, right? It is conceivable.
That's not what I said.
I'm just saying, it's conceivable that a heavyweight can have one of the best resumes and also have the most skills. It's conceivable.
Yeah, I think you can include a heavyweight because
basically created because of the heavyweights. We already said it was created to give the lower weight classes more shine. So right now, what I would do is
only fought one weight class.
If it was up to me, Usyk would be on the pound for pound list before all the heavyweights.
Okay,
see, one reason I think you can sometimes include a heavyweight. You can sometimes include a heavyweight because
and he has an interim in the heavyweight division. So he's the epitome of pound for pound greatness.
Derek Chisora and Witherspoon make you a pound for pound at heavyweight. Like
that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
That's not what I
said. I said Usyk cleared out the cruiserweight division, and now he has a trinket and fighting for a title at the heavyweight division. Hence, that makes him one of the epitome of being a pound for pound fighter, just like Evander Holyfield, just like Michael Spinks. Those are the epitome of pound for pound greats.
But Fresh
or Roy Jones,
he not beat nobody good at heavyweight yet. Can we wait till he beat Joshua and really give him that power?
You listen.
He doesn't need that to be on the pound for pound.
You're going beyond what I'm telling you. It's not about him beating a heavyweight. The point is he cleared out a division, and now he's at heavyweight.
He hasn't.
And you just canceled out your inner weight pound for pound because he's never cleared out a division because he's only unified once, and that was against Donaire.
And the thing is, he doesn't. The thing is, he's on his third division with how many lineal titles? Everybody can't clear out a division. How many undisputed
champions? Stop talking about the lineal title. There's not a belt for a lineal title, sir. You don't want to talk about
lineal titles because you know nothing about it. And you want to avoid the facts.
But it means nothing, sir. Lineal title means nothing. It's about the best who you're beating now. Everybody has a consensus. Pound for pound is based on your skill set and who you're beating now.
Apparently, your opinion means nothing because NUR is in the top 3 and everybody pound for pound list that matters.
Well, but you just said he had to clear out the division. He's never cleared out division, sir, in any of those divisions. Leo Santa Cruz has been a four division 5-time champion from 2012 to 2020. He's the number 1 punch thrower, the number 1 punch landing, the number 2 at 82 landed rounds per punch punches per round. He has all these accolades, but you guys don't call him number 1.
Checkmate.
But he has a better resume, and he has 5 career defining fights. Inoue has no career defining fights, sir. Leo Santa Cruz has 5 career defining fights.
Checkmate. One question.
We just told you Donaire. We just told you Donaire. And you don't even want to give him credit for Donaire.
Listen.
You don't
Julius
even want to
just
get. And
said.
last I checked,
Let me.
don't they got a real championship belt? Don't they
Okay,
got a real
okay.
belt?
Let me answer you, my
Don't they
brother.
got a real belt?
You ask. I'm trying to answer your donaire, my brother. Listen, Julius just stated it's about when you fight him. Donaire already had 4 losses in the last 9
Donaire
fights
is
when
a
he fought
current
him.
champion.
It doesn't matter whether he's a current. He's already been shown that he's not the best because he's lost 4
He's
times
still one
prior.
of the
Now he
best
has.
because he got a
Now
belt.
he has 6 He has 6 losses now, sir. That doesn't, you can't be pound for best. You cannot be that literally. Listen, Jeff Horn had a title. Charles Martin had a title. There's so many bum ass niggas who got titles. Doesn't mean because you got a belt that you're the best.
Don't call these.
You
All
saying
right, so
Donaire is over the hill when I'm
Mike wants
telling
to
you
ask a
Donaire is
question.
a current champion. That's what we talking about. You saying Donaire ain't shit, but he's a current champion and been on a pound for pound list higher than anybody of your fighters you like.
All right,
Ronnie
And
boy,
they
let me
don't.
get in there.
hold on. I
Ronnie
want
boy,
Mike
he
to ask you.
didn't.
Wait, Julius. Let Mike say
Yeah.
a question because he wanted to ask something.
I was just gonna say, man, don't call positives bums, man. Anybody get in the ring fucking and fight for our entertainment, they ain't no fucking bum. I don't care what their record is. But checkmate, I just got one question. When you see Leo Santa Cruz fight, do you see pound for pound a fighter, or do you just see like a good fighter?
One valiant fight. I love to watch Leo Santa Cruz fight. Just like I love to watch Gary Antoine Russell fight. Just like I love to watch Boots Ennis fight. Just like I love to watch Tank fight. I love to watch Leo Santa Cruz fight.
You changed the whole question, bro.
But I'm putting them in a group. When I see Leo fight, if he were to fight in a way, Leo would beat in a way. How about that?
I don't ask you what you love. I'm asking you.
Okay, if listen, he has never fought. Listen, he is in a way. If
So the
Leo
answer is
and Santa
no.
Cruz
You
fought
don't
in
see
a
a
way,
pound for pound.
Thank you,
what'd you say?
social fucking scientist. Thank you.
What was that question? What would you say, social scientist?
When you see
So
him
the answer
fight,
is no.
No, what?
You don't see a pound for pound fighter when you see
Now,
Leo Santa Cruz?
why won't you see that when he's the #1 most accurate fighter in boxing today? He's landed the
So the
most
answer is
punches
yes.
this decade. He's thrown in the most punches. So why wouldn't you see that? Why wouldn't you see that? He got a
Tank is
crisp
a
ass jab. I
3-division
mean, he's
Reggie
not a wild.
champion.
Excuse
Tank
me?
is a 3-division champion. He never held the super title at 35 or 40. Stop trying to make it seem like the regular belt is the full title. It's not. He won
Tank
the
only
IBS
has
belt
one
at
fight at
130.
135, sir.
He won the IBS
Tank
belt at
only has one
130.
fight at 135, sir. Tank has
And was
only one
against the
fight at
old faded
140, sir.
Gamboa for a
Tank moved
regular
up
title.
10 pounds to beat a 5'10" Barrios, and you guys want to dismiss that like it's nothing
the fight
because it's a
before him
regular
got
belt.
Cool. Now go fight Josh
When
Taylor. That's
Canelo
cool.
beat Rocky
Now go
Fielding for
fight.
another belt,
Now go
the
fight
Ring
Josh
Magazine
Taylor.
did a whole spread on it.
Go fight Josh
Stop,
Taylor.
y'all going to listen. Stop
Go fight
dissing the
Josh Taylor
title
then.
and talk about the fighter.
Stop caping for some whack ass fighter that's not fighting nobody, bro. At least Canelo fought the full
Who's not
champion
fighting
in
nobody?
Callum
Who you
Smith.
talking about? Who are you talking about?
Stop capping
Fat
for
boy.
Tank. That kid is not fighting shit, bro.
Nigga, listen,
Stop capping
listen,
for Tank. He sucks, bro.
listen.
He's not
start
fighting
yelling.
You're ignorant if you
No,
trying to
you're
diss
you're
Tank's
just an
talent.
idiot,
You're
bro.
ignorant
You're
and you
just
don't
an
know
idiot.
boxing.
You're just
If
an
you're
idiot.
trying
I
to
see you
diss
on
his
Twitter all the
boxing
time, you
skills,
little clown.
you don't know boxing, and
You're
you
an
shouldn't be
idiot.
in this
You're just an
debate right
idiot,
now.
bro. You're a
You should
grown-ass
not
man
be
in your mom's
talking about
basement. You're a
boxing
clown by
if you're trying to
16-year-old Mikey.
quantify Tank's talent
You got
based on him
clown by
having
Mikey
one fight
Max.
at
You got
135
clown by
and
Mikey.
one fight at 140 and claiming those regular belts. Tank has been
Okay.
WBA
Let me ask you.
super champion at
Let me ask you this.
130 since
All right. Let me ask you this.
2017.
Let me
Okay,
ask you this.
I'm gonna
Let
let
me ask
No,
you
he
this.
haven't.
Isan,
No, he
wait.
haven't. He lost his belt. How can you beat a 130 champion and you lost your belt on a fucking scale and then y'all robbed Albert and y'all robbed Machado to get it back? He wasn't even supposed to
Exactly.
have the super, but you ain't even know that.
Yeah. All right. So Isan,
Okay.
you want to ask? I'm gonna let you since you just hopped on. I want to let you let like ask the panel a question like so that everybody can have a chance to answer.
All right. Well, my thing is I don't really got a question. All right. If I want to ask a question, I'm gonna ask Checkmate this. Who was the highest? All right. How high was Barrios ranked at 140? What rank was he? Who's
I
his
thought
best
he was
win?
gonna ask a question.
Okay, I'm asking you, who's Barrios' best win? That makes him such a great win for Tank. Because I guarantee you, if somebody else besides Tank would have beat Barrios, you would not be hyping them up the way you are. So who's Barrios' best win?
Barrios, listen. First of all, have you seen Barrios fights?
Yes,
First of
no,
all,
no,
yes or
I
no.
don't
Before
care.
I
I
even
don't care
answer that,
about
have you
nothing else.
seen
I don't
Barrios
care about
fights?
nothing else. I don't care about nothing else. I asked you a
He
direct
So
just
question.
wants
so
you to
you
answer the
didn't.
I
If
question.
you
don't. I
didn't
don't
see him
care, bro.
fight,
I
if you
don't
didn't
care.
see
I
him
don't
fight, then
care.
you
I
don't
don't
even
care.
have
I
the eye
don't care.
test.
I
Am I
don't
correct?
care. I don't
So
care.
you
Answer the
can't even
question.
gauge or
Answer the
quantify
question.
Barrios' skill
Answer the
sets because you've
question.
never
Why
seen him
can't you
fight,
answer the
right?
question? You see how he's
He just
I'm
wants you to
deflecting?
asking
answer
you.
Answer
the
the
No,
question,
no.
question.
checkmate.
I'm answering.
Oh
Have
my
you ever
God,
seen
bro. You're a
Barrios'
grown.
fights?
You're a
Have you
grown
seen
ass
at
man.
least 5 of his
You're
fights?
a
Yes or
grown
no?
ass man that can't answer a damn question.
You can't answer the fucking question. Have you
Bro, you got
seen
clowned
Barrios
by
fights?
Buddy
Yes or no?
Match.
You're
You
asking
got
me
clowned
about
by
his
a
best wins.
16-year-old
Have you
kid.
seen him fight? Yes or no?
Oh my God, he lost
Who
the
you
fight
listening?
before Tank. He got a
Now,
good
let
enough
me say this.
fight before
Now, let
Tank.
me checkmate you real quick. Let me check.
You're not
Let me
checkmating
check.
shit.
Listen, I
You
want you to
suck,
listen. I
bro.
want you
You
to
don't
listen.
have no
I want you to
knowledge. You
listen.
just
I
like
want
sweating
stop
fighting
talking.
shit. That's
Stop
it.
yapping and listen. I want you to
Nah,
answer
you
this
need to stop
question.
talking. You need to mute
Okay?
all your
I stop
bullshit, 'cause you
yapping.
suck, bro.
Okay?
You
I'm
lost to
gonna
Buddy
change
Pucker
the
up.
Match.
subject.
Okay?
I'm
So
gonna
check
change
You
this
the
got
out.
subject.
So
clowned
check
by
this
Mike
out.
Wait,
Let me
Tyson.
okay.
answer.
I'm gonna change
You
the
got
subject, and
body
this is
by
gonna
you
be the
got body
last
by
question
Ronnie. You
because
got body.
I'm gonna ask one more question, and then we're gonna wrap it up because y'all just screaming over each other. Nobody can hear y'all. So my thing is, I ask y'all one question down the line. Everybody gets their say, and then that's cool, right? All right. So tomorrow, since Mean Machine and Virgil Ortiz are fighting, um, first of all, do you guys consider Virgil Ortiz still a prospect or
No.
Well,
no?
Yeah, I
All
do.
I
right. Okay.
consider
Well, you gotta go
I
one by one,
consider
Mike. Go one, Mike.
Virgil's
All
gonna
oh
right.
get
So
paid
I'm gonna
in
it's
that
gonna
fight,
be a
maybe.
two-part question then. So I'm gonna go
okay.
one by one. So
All right.
I'm gonna go down the line. So let me start with
Oh,
Box
okay.
Talk 101.
All right.
So do you consider Virgil Ortiz still a prospect? And who do you have
He's a
winning the fight
contender.
tomorrow?
He's
Okay.
a
And then
contender.
um who do you have winning the fight tomorrow? And what do they have next? And who should they fight next after this win? So Box
Yeah.
Talk 101. Go ahead.
Yeah. I consider him a contender. I think he holds one of the WBA belts. I don't know which one. So yeah, he's a contender. I think he's probably like coming up, like not next in line, but he's like right there. Like he can get a title shot pretty soon. Actually, I think he might be ranked number one for one of them. I do expect him to win. I don't think it's going to be easy because he gets hit a lot. But if I had to put some money on it, then I would go with him. And
Okay.
who I see him facing next, I
Yeah.
mean, if they can make it happen, I'd really like to see him fight Crawford because he's ranked number one for the WBO. Crawford.
He's not going near Crawford. He ain't going
I
near
didn't
that
say he was.
man.
I didn't say he would beat him. I said that's the
No,
fight I
I
want
know.
to
I'm
see.
not
Man,
saying
this is
that.
not a
I just
debate.
don't
I'm
think he's
just
gonna
asking
go
people
near him.
questions one down the line. So let him
Because you
finish.
know what? Because you know what? I don't think Crawford's gonna fight anybody else with name value, so that helps both of them. Virgil gets a title shot. Crawford gets a name.
Mm.
Okay. All right, Round Boy Fresh. Who do
He's
you
muted.
Round Boy, so I'll go to the next one. Social sciences. Same question.
Hold on, my bad. Hold, I'm here.
Okay,
My
all right,
bad.
so Round Boy
My
Fresh.
bad.
Okay.
Nah, I think it's gonna I think it's gonna start off the first round as a slight chess match, and then it's gonna be a slugfest, and then Virgil is gonna stop him. Um, Also, I think Virgil will be fighting Bud soon, and they're gonna order the fight, and we'll see what happens there. Virgil is definitely a contender, and he has the WBA gold, and he's the number one in the WBO, and that's a fight that Bud needs in Texas, and I think Bud should take him in Texas and
Mm-hmm.
German world and upset the whole fucking boxing world when Bud step on that motherfucking star.
All right, social sciences.
I consider him a contender when he beat the shit out of this Mean Machine dude. Then he'll be. No, I mean I consider him a prospect, but when he beat the shit out of your boy, he'll be a contender.
Contender.
As far as who he's fighting next, I have zero idea.
All right. Straight to the point. Checkmate.
I think he is a prospect right now. Once he beats Kavalakalakalakavicus, then he will be. Then you can call him. You know, he's on that contender stage. But you can't say he's holding the gold belt in a contender. But then you say the people who were holding the WBA world belt not contenders, like Barrios. Doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Slim,
All
who
right.
said that? What the fuck?
Wait, there's no going back. I just want to hear people's opinion on that. All right, Julius, you go.
Yeah, I got Mean Machine winning by stoppage. Um, I just think, well, again, I'm basing it off the eye test the last time we seen it. And the last time we seen Mean Machine, if he had that same effort against Virgil, it'll be a shootout, but he'll stop Virgil.
Do you and do
And
you
who did I
consider him?
think?
No, and then you
I
missed
consider him, yes, I consider him a contender.
contender.
Anytime you 17-0 and you hold anything that puts you in the top 5 in a division, oh yeah, you playing for keeps then, in my
Yeah.
opinion. When you're in the top 5, that means you should be able and ready and available to fight anybody. So I consider him, and Will.
He taking out the trash. He lost his Wi-Fi.
What's going on? What's going on?
What happened?
Yeah, what's going on?
Um, hello.
We hear you.
Oh, the hell?
Is it me you're looking for?
Who can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, so who did Julius finish?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Isan, go
Julius
ahead
froze.
and
I think
go.
he
I didn't,
lost
I didn't, I
Wi-Fi.
didn't get to hear you. Sorry, my headphones were dying. So we've been on here for a minute.
My turn.
Yeah, answer just the same question, Isan.
I think. Well, isn't Virgil like number one WBO? So he's definitely a contender for sure. But I think for the fight, I think it's gonna be a tough fight at first. But Mean Machine tends to gas out like midway through. But I think Virgil might get dropped early in that fight, come back with a late stoppage. That's what I see. But I think it's gonna be tough first. But I
I
think
can see that.
Virgil's freshness is gonna come into play. Because Mean Machine does have gas issues. That's a fact. And if you and the thing with him, you got to box Mean Machine. Bud could have made that fight so much easier, but you know how he is. He wants to if you bang at him, he's gonna bang back at you. And getting into a fight with Mean Machine, you see what happened. He got dropped, and we all know Virgil. He's a little demon, so he's gonna be banged. So and his defense isn't the best, so I can see him getting dropped or like getting hurt early. But I think he's gonna weather back and stop him like mid to late rounds.
All
And then I
right,
see
so
if they do put him with Bud, I mean I hope they do, but I don't know. I just don't know if Golden Boy's gonna do that.
yeah, I don't think so either. All right, King P, you're
Look
the
what happened
last
when Oscar
one.
put Canelo with Floyd.
Yeah. King P, answer the same question. You're the last one, and then we're out because we've been almost 3 hours. So
Was good.
King,
So I definitely think that Virgil Ortiz is a contender. He made his way up top of the list. I'm sorry, if he made it all the way up top of the list of the rankings, you're a contender regardless. It's like making the
mhm.
playoffs. Even if you don't think they'll be the champion, they're still in the playoffs. So you're still a contender to me. Made it up to contender. I think he'll definitely beat Mean Machine. I think he'll bang with him, and I don't see why I don't see this love for Mean Machine because I've seen him fight before and I've seen him get a gift draw against not even Sugar Ray Robinson, Splendor Ray Robinson. So I don't see it. I think he'll bang him out. I think he'll get him out like 8th round.
All
yeah, I
right.
kind of agree with this guy.
All right. So I appreciate all y'all input tonight. Y'all had it lit up in here. Oh my God. Um, so I don't know maybe I'll do another Red Cup night on Tuesday of next week. But I really appreciate everybody signing on. Y'all definitely went in and gave all y'all opinions. Thanks to the chat for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Peace.
Bye. All right.